Tommy and Bucket out on the run, speeding through city, just chasing the sun. Bucket oat milk, Tommy's driving, tires squeal. Tommy hit the gas, missed the turn, skidded through dust while the tires burned. Bucket's in the back yelling, hold on tight. Half a mile later, they're still upright. Sirens flashing, cops on their tail. Tommy's smiling like he can't fail. Bucket jumps out with a case of beer, tripped on a rock but still disappeared. Tommy and Bucket, chaos reigns. One can't steer, the other's insane. Bucket oat milk, luck so dumb they never get nailed. Bank job planned but Tommy's late, blamed it on traffic, kicked open the gate. Bucket grabbed cash, dropped half the load. Tommy yelled, move it! They hit the road. Down the alley, engine roars, knocked down trash cans, slammed through doors. Cops gave chase, but fate's their friend. A random detour saved him again. Hit the freeway flying fast. Tommy swore this joyride's his last. Bucket's laughing, hands in the air. Seatbelt off, he don't care. Radio blaring, tires spin. Every sharp turn's a gamble to win. Lights in the mirror, sirens near, but somehow they shift into top gear. Two fools running, luck never fades. Every wrong turn somehow gets paid. Bad decisions, hearts of steel. Legends of chaos, Tommy and Bucket. Tommy tried drifting, clipped a pole. Bucket still laughing, out of control. Crack fuel strength, kicked open the gate. Brain cells lost, but timing's great. Snow in the trunk, cops close behind. Tommy hit dirt road, swerving blind. Somehow they vanished into the night. Sandy Shores legends gone from sight. Desert roads with dust in the air. Engines coughing, tires wear. Bucket lights the smoke with a grin. Tommy says, hell, we're born to sin. Radio crackles, cops still near. Bucket shouts, let's switch to fifth gear. Tommy smirks, cuts through a field. Like a skill that fate sealed. The fate sealed. Tommy and Bucket, chaos reigns. One can't steer, the other's insane. Bucket oat milk, luck so dumb they never get nailed. Cross the county line, cops turn back. Tommy and Bucket still high on the track. Pulled up laughing, parked the ride. Stepped out proud, nowhere to hide. Back to the trailer, drinks in hand. Two fools living like they own the land. Every close call, every wild night. Sandy Shores legends out of sight. Legends of chaos, stories retold. Bucket oat milk, two fools running with nerves of steel.
Mark ain't never been one of us. He's a long wheels, rolling up on money like he's hot on deals. High boots, high ego, sitting tall on the seat, grappler in his hand like it's glued to his feet. Every chase, every turn, he's swinging that thing, trying to end pursuit before they even begin. Bucket sees that bike and the game begins. Here comes Mark again, trying to farm some wins. He pulls that grappler faster than he breathes the air. Use it on scooters, bikes, maybe even a chair. Tommy's yelling, bro, put that down. Mark just smirks with that grappler crown. But for all his pride and his shiny badge spark, he falls off the damn bike like it's trademarked. Every sharp turn, every tiny bump, there goes Mark doing a skid mark slump. Grappler Mark on a mean old ride, acting high and mighty with his grappler pride. Comes in swinging like a wannabe sharp, but every other chase he becomes scared. like it's personal beef. Pulls the grappler off with the cop motif, but Bucket just jukes. Dips left, kicks dirty mark, hits a hillside face first dessert. Tommy's in tears, can't breathe, can't cope. Mark's hanging off the bike like Rolando on a rope. He gets up mad, trying to act real tough, but the grappler's the only skill he's got enough. He grapples cars, bikes, maybe pigeons too. If it moves in the city, he'll grapple that too. Guy probably grapples cereal boxes at home. Tactical breakfast in the danger zone. He talks all big with his Nemo squad, but he falls more often than a Walmart ride. Bucket just laughs like, bro, you can't park. Another chase down, all Robbie Mark. Robbie Mark, Robbie Mark. Grappler Mark on the Nemo ride, acting high and mighty with his grappler pride. Comes in swinging like a wannabe shark, but every other chase he becomes skid mark. Yeah, grappler this, grappler that, pulling it out before he even checks the map. Trying to stop Bucket, but he misses the mark. It's a
all right, everybody, welcome back to the Bucket-thon. Happy fucking Saturday, dudes. How you guys doing today? Missed call from Lexi Bucket and Bucket speaking. Bucket speaking. Yeah. Minecraft game was rigged. It's always rigged. That's the thing. We always lose. It doesn't matter if we win, we still lose. All right, well, welcome back, everybody. This will probably be a shorter stream. I've got some stuff to do today. Unfortunately, my day got all screwed up by stuff, so I know we're live early, but we had this press thing that we're doing in a few minutes. So let's just go ahead and get into it. Looks like Lexi's already trying to get a hold of me, so we're just going to swap scenes. Got the timer going. Where the fuck is the music? There we go. Pause. Unmute this. Perfect. All right. Happy fucking Saturday. There we go. This thing is off. Beautiful. All right. Bucket speaking.
Hello.
Hey, what's up, man?
Are you here?
No, well, yeah, like, I'm where I'm at. Where are you at? You at the city hall?
Yeah.
All right, sweet. Yeah, I just kind of woke up. I'll head over there. Give me like 30 seconds.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, see you in a sec.
Okay, bye.
All right. Got the official mayor suit. Beautiful. Mayor truck. I'm not even the fucking mayor. I'm goddamn Bucket. Although, I do need some food.
Back for more? Oh yeah, welcome back to the fam.
Shit. Fuck it. Let me just call Lexi and be like, hey, do you need some food?
Hello.
I just realized I need some food. I'm gonna swing by a burger shot. You need anything or are you good?
Now I've got food.
Okay. All right. Give me an extra minute to get over there, grab some stuff, and I'll see you.
Okay, sounds good.
Cool. See ya. No fucking way. I was gonna say, no fucking way we flipped this thing.
Oh yeah.
Holy shit, just made it in time. What's up, Fox? How's it going, man? Yeah, today will be an interesting day. I woke up this morning to do my normal farm restocking runs, and I see that all the prices on cars are jacked back up, so, that's gonna be fun. I swear to God, I don't even know why I tried to get involved with the mayoral party, dude. The entire time, everything I've tried to do as part of this party has been one big back and forth restriction of like, oh, you're not gonna be able to do that, you're not gonna be able to do that, like roadblocks every single step of the way. And here we go. I had a giant plan to reduce the car prices and get everything good so that when we drop salaries on things, people don't freak out as much. But then it got undone, so goddamn it. This is gonna be fun. I'm basically gonna sit back. I'm kind of gonna let Lexi run things because Lexi was the one that redid pricing last night, from what I was told. So, is what it is. Just gonna grab some food real quick and we'll get started. Hey, what's up, man? Let me just get 2 combos.
All right.
Keep it nice and simple. This thing's gonna go back on the damn shelf. Oh shit! Fucking unplug my fucking headphones. I can't hear anything. Shit, they're talking. Oh god, they're saying stuff. Hold on. Shit, what'd they say? I'm assuming they said, all right, give me a second to get that cooking, but I have no fucking clue. Stupid breakaways. But it stops me from ripping the cord out of things, so that's good. Fighting the good fight, Bucket. I don't even know if it's a good fight at this point. I mean, I've tried so hard to do things to make things better. Hey, what's up, man? But it's just so frustrating.
She just tried to do a jump without sea melon.
Really? And how did that go? Yeah, come on.
I'm gonna call it.
Well, I can see the rosiness on your cheeks. You got road rash on your face. Did she go out the window? She went out the window, didn't she? God damn! Come on, man.
She fully knocked herself out. I had to take her to the hospital.
Wait, so you were driving?
Yeah,
No, she was.
I
driving.
was.
Oh, that explains so much. See, this is why I say it a lot, but like I just feel like girls shouldn't have licenses because like this is what happens every time, man. I mean nothing nothing against you. It's just like
No, I agree.
I wonder if Tommy's a girl because he is probably one of the worst people drivers I've ever seen.
It's in the tray, man.
All right, let me get that paid. Sweet, appreciate that. All right.
250 drink.
Sweet. All right, I'll see you guys later. Have a good one, man.
Bye, Bucket.
Bye.
All right. Should go to City Hall. I know. I just got done with my Minecraft stream, which started late because my morning's been busy, which I knew it would be. I literally ended that stream as soon as this one started.
I owe Tommy
So,
$5 now. I can pay him back.
yeah, it's been a busy day so far.
Okay, anyways, you should check my Discord message, but not till after
Oh,
stream.
fuck off! Your stupid
And
Discord
preferably
messages.
when you ain't drunk.
All you said is I should stay banned for a week. Fuck you. It's my fucking server. I removed the ban. You can fuck off. I'm not staying banned for a week. All right, I should have space for my normal park job. Don't want to be in the red. And nailed it. There we go. Beautiful. What's your Minecraft channel? So I stream it on Twitch. It's on RGA Gaming, so you can check it over there. I don't do it on YouTube because I try to keep my YouTube for like peaceful shit. Hey, what's up, man?
Bucket, you need to get Sir.
Sir, what the fuck? I'm the goddamn. Okay, whatever.
Doesn't matter.
Didn't he just say that?
Go ahead. I mean, I got
anyone coming in.
But we're the reason why we're here, man. What the hell?
Sweet, thanks, man. Now I could go get a coffee.
Oh, hi here. How's it going, man?
For some reason, I can't do it, Reggie. Not Reggie.
I sent another one, idiot.
Never mind.
That's
Come
why
on,
I
man.
said check after
You got
stream
this. It's
because
not
there's
your
more
first
that
day.
actually needs.
You got
I'm
there.
on
You
the
go.
state
Yeah,
job,
you
so
got
I can't-
this.
Why is
There
it?
you are.
Who is this Reggie person that keeps calling me?
Yeah, that's so weird. I don't know,
Slip of
man.
the tongue. Slip of the tongue, PJ.
PJ,
Hey,
that's
if you're
it.
talking,
You're all good.
if
Wait,
you're
do you
talking
got
about
like a
this
whole
Reggie
bunch of
person so much,
masks
they
or
must be a nice
something?
guy.
I can't uncuff him.
Oh God,
Why
yeah,
can't
oh,
you
right,
uncuff
sure
him?
you can't, man. You son of a
PJ, can you do
bitch.
it? I can't uncuff.
I got you. Here, I don't want to accidentally cuff you.
Made it a little too tight, huh?
No, Harvey's just
There you go.
lazy at times.
Yeah, I know, man. Damn. All right. Well, you guys have a good one.
You too.
Hello.
Hey, what's up, man?
Not too bad.
Well, you want to go in there and chat real quick?
Yeah.
Nope. Shit. Got I fucking. Okay.
And then Smithy's half out of the fucking. He's slipping out of the.
Okay. So I just kind of woke up earlier. I see some of the pricing on cars and shit was changed around a bit.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Tommy,
not
which-
gonna help. That's not gonna help our case at all, man. We're so fucked.
I know. Well, I met with Tommy, which he called me up, and I didn't know if that was your recommendation or not.
So I told Tommy to send me like a list of some stuff that he thinks should be changed. But that's pretty much as far as things went. I said like, because he was like, oh, some of that stuff's too low. Some of them things are sweaty. I'm like, okay, well just, tell me what's what, and I can kind of take a look at it from there. But it sounds like you guys kind of already took care of it.
I just tried to.
This will be interesting.
I thought that you had kind of recommended him, so I just went off of what he thought, technically.
Oh God! You see, the biggest thing to remember is like Tommy is oh God, he's an idiot on the best of days. Like I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm just as big of an idiot, but oh shit. I mean, the biggest problem that I see is we told people we were dropping prices on everything, make it easier, and that was going to be the whole backbone of our dropping the prices on salaries. But now that we kind of jacked that shit back up, I feel like this is going to take a it's going to be real hard to convince people that we're doing the right thing,
I know.
And obviously, like, you're technically the acting mayor, so...
Yeah, I know. I'm the one that's going to get burned at the stake, but...
I know. Hopefully you bought some goddamn burn cream or something, or aloe or something.
Well, here's hoping. But yeah. If you feel there should be a middle ground on it, from what you had it and what Tommy had it, I had kind of bumped them up anyway to at least the 400 range. But he thought some of the
Yeah.
sweatier ones should be, and he said people would be willing to pay for the more sweaty vehicles like the elegies and
small courtroom.
Yeah. I mean, we'll
Day one, all
definitely,
that stuff.
it's something we'll have to revisit because, like, yeah, because the dealer I went to was like the Sandy one, and like everything was what, like 525 there and higher. I'm like, holy shit, man! Not all
Well,
them
yeah,
cars are
he-
great.
Yeah, I mean, he thought after that, he thought like 520 for the Roxwood, and
Whew, damn.
I think might have been slightly higher for the
Fucking
ones
Tommy.
at
Swear to God.
PDM.
Okay. I mean, it is what it is. We'll say, I mean, we'll let them. Oh shit, because.
If you want me to drop them down, I can drop them down. It's no problem. I have no issue with that.
Yeah, I know. We'll just have to. We'll have to figure it out. Because, I mean, we'll just have to tell them. I mean, because part of the problem is, like, I was
We'll just
fucking
tell 'em
fine
it's
with
a work in
everything.
progress.
But obviously, you know, Murphy had his opinions on stuff, and. Yeah.
I know.
Because the problem is, if we try to blame, like, Tommy, then they'll be like, well, why the fuck is Tommy making decisions? He has nothing to do with this, you know? Because we can't let him know
Yeah,
that
it
other
falls
people
upon-
suggested
It
things.
falls upon us. and
Exactly.
I mostly didn't name him by name. I just basically said that, you know, we reached out to a vehicle expert and they were helping us out with pricing.
Yeah. Well, I don't even know if I'd call him an expert. He just is Tommy. But it's what it is. All right, sweet. Okay, well, we should probably get over there. Don't keep them waiting too long and kind of
Yeah,
go from
that's fine.
there. But man, I am. Ooh, this is gonna hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Outside. Let's go.
All right. Well,
It's, you know, it's
oh, this is gonna suck. This is gonna fucking suck.
No one's speaking to you, goddammit.
See what happened in boxing yesterday?
I was
Oh,
encouraging
man.
him to go out.
That's a small room. Damn. Okay.
I'm only joking.
Yeah, somewhat small.
I didn't even know we had a small one of these rooms. That's kind of cool.
They've come in.
Yeah.
Probably even better in the bigger one. Now you've got microphones and things in there.
Oh.
Oh, do we have a microphone in it?
In the courtroom, may as well use that.
Oh, I didn't. Okay, I didn't realize that.
No, see, we need like a megaphone, because like a microphone, you wouldn't be able to hear me far away at all, would you?
No,
You get
I'm
it?
here. I don't know if there is one.
No, there's not.
There's not.
Yeah, there's not. I didn't realize
We're
that
moving to the
until.
courtroom. Yeah, we're moving to the courtroom.
That's fine.
Yeah, it'd be easier. You can go sit in.
megaphones, bro.
Everyone's going to court.
Yeah, we're all going to court. Hell yeah.
Yeah, bro. I'm suing police officer. Let's go.
I'm suing my dad for a refund on his
Good.
on his
Oh
BMX.
man, this one's way bigger.
I don't want to
Nice.
sit next to Thursday.
You can use this one. You've got all the.
Hey, Max, get in this.
Friendly
This is your seat, Max.
I get a nice cage to keep away from you.
No, you've been
Okay, sweet.
punished.
Oh, don't promise me a good time with him full of fruit.
All right, can you not get the thing over there? Oh shit, I guess you. What the fuck? Okay, so you get on that side. Okay. Wait. Yeah, hold on. I got this. And then.
I promise you, it was Mark who did it. Mark did it.
Yeah, fuck yeah. This is the seat right here. This is the one. Oh, I like this. Okay. Oh, someone hit the fire hydrant.
Yep. Always. So, did you want me to mostly speak on it, or did you want to speak on it?
is always on Mark.
Yeah, so how do you want to do this? You want me to bring this
Every
in and
issue
you kind of
caused by
announce it and kind of go from there?
Yeah, we can do that. We can bring in the talk about like the dealerships and stuff from that, and then I can lead in with that if you want.
Okay, yeah, I'll kind of talk about some of the behind the scenes number stuff and kind of go from there.
Silence the
Okay.
crowd.
All right, sweet.
Yeah, it was actually working there yesterday.
Alrighty, can you guys hear me all right?
I don't think they could see you.
They can't see me.
We sees your face.
Shit. Okay. Well, shit. Now I'm gonna seem like a giant. I am really tall. I took all my, what is it? Spinach that Popeye eats? I don't even fucking know.
Yeah,
Anyways, welcome everybody. This is kind of a little thing that I'm just gonna kind of introduce what's going on the back end, and I'm gonna let Lexi speak about everything. But basically, obviously, we've been in office for like a month and a half now, and we said we were gonna try to work on changes, make things better for everybody, and to kind of give everyone a little insight into what's been going on. There's been a lot of things that we've been doing. You guys have seen some of the stuff that we've done so far. You know, lots of housing projects, some of the bigger things like the kart course up in Sandy, and lots of other things in the works right now for, lots of different little projects. But basically, kind of when we first got into office, one of the first things I wanted to do was figure out the state of the finances of the city, which for a while there was kind of going great. We got a lot of good insight into the past operations and things that were going on. But unfortunately, due to some problems that we had, there was a restriction on some of the stuff that we had access to. We've kind of gotten some things back, but not quite really. But we still have a large amount of data that we looked at from early on with things. And it kind of pointed out a couple of really big glaring holes. And I'm not going to try to say too much one way or another, but there were things that were, in my opinion, were made kind of in like a lapse of judgment sort of thing without proper insight. And those things are basically along the lines of salaries. And we've looked into the funding of the city. Obviously, there's multiple ways the city makes funds. We make a little bit on trains. We make a little bit on gas. We make a little bit on lots of things. The majority of things that the city makes money on is car sales. And on top of that, we are working on some other projects to help get the government funded, because we do have some big projects coming up and things that will be getting incorporated into our budget as well, which will start costing the city money. So looking at everything from the bigger picture, we kind of saw that, there's a big draw on the city when it comes to all the businesses. Now that we got the businesses reopening, we've got a lot more businesses open, mechanics, restaurants, we've got PD and EMS, and all that stuff gets funded by the city, which is great. The city's doing really well. But the problem is we're at a point where the draw on the city is being outweighed by the revenue that it generates. And part of that is due to some of the changes that was made early on with the previous administration. And, they did a great job of doing things. Obviously, we're doing things a little bit different than they did. But now that we have actually had time to look at all the numbers of things, we've discovered that the city is kind of draining more money than it's bringing in. And when we look at the actual numbers of stuff, it's kind of due to the way that salaries were increased back by Wolfenstein. So obviously, when we kind of all started, our whole start over, obviously I used to do things and I kind of took a break from that stuff and, tried getting into politics, which goddamn, don't get me started on politics. I hate them. But at the end of the day, I'm just trying to make things better for everybody. And after taking a deep dive at the numbers, like I said, we kind of looked at things and realized, the city's bringing in less than it's putting out. And it's only going to get worse. The more PD officers, the more EMS, the more business employees that are around, it's going to be pulling more money out of our economy than we're bringing in. And we're trying to find the source of that. And part of it was the fact that early on, things got bumped really, really freaking high. Looking at salaries of like EMS and PD and other workers like that, that shit kind of shot up overnight. And we're talking more, but basically like doubling it, which early on is great. Everybody needed cars. Nobody had stuff. We're all getting the stuff that we needed. But initially, that boom is going to fade up. People have some cars that they need, so there's not as much demand on cars. There's not as much stuff coming in there. And some of them shortfalls are now being seen when it comes to the finances of the city. And we've been trying to find new and unique ways to come up with ways to keep the city funded without trying to make changes. And unfortunately, the more we look at the numbers, at the end of the day, we're kind of in a point where it's like there is really no other way unless we actually decrease the draw from what's being taken out of the city. So that's kind of where we are coming from this. I'm going to kind of let Lexi talk about some of the things we're actually going to be rolling out here shortly and how we're going to approach things and what we expect it to do. But that's kind of like the why we're here and kind of how we got here sort of thing. And I'm going to let her take over and kind of tell you what our plan is going forward.
Okay. Thank you, Bucket, for that.
That was really long-winded.
The first thing you guys must have noticed
Goddamn, I should not have been drinking
that,
before I started this. I just rambled for so fucking long.
The prices for a couple of the class of cars. The A-class cars are still in the process of kind of being
fucking stupid
ironed out
Minecraft early drinking stream. It was not even supposed to be a drinking day, man. God damn it.
That happy medium where it's not too
That's what
pricey
you do
on
best.
you.
I know.
Whereas also the city's not losing money for stocking
Bored
them
politician,
up as
hell
well.
yeah, dude.
So, we've been trying to do that. I know some people have probably noticed that there have been a fluctuation in prices when it comes to the dealerships on that.
Oh,
I
this chair's
will
squeaky.
put out more of a notice once
need
we
some oil.
actually finalize the prices on that. That way we can get things done.
That was good. Appreciate
we've
it.
also
I mean, to me, I feel like it was kind of all over the place. I literally kind of forgot what I was talking about
and,
halfway through because goddamn alcohol is a bitch.
Stores.
Oh,
now,
but it's
that is
Saturday.
not to compete
You know?
with the restaurants. It's just
always a
giving
drinking stream
people
when
an
it's a bucket
option when the
stream.
restaurants are
You're
not
not
open
wrong, actually.
to be able to get sandwiches and water.
There we go.
So we have gone ahead and done that, as well as we've
So now we're
briefly knocked down the
sugarcoating things to make it
pricing
sound like it's
of
not
the
as
gas
bad.
in Roxwood. And again, we're not trying to compete
Right.
with people that are in the city.
Tax the rich. But there are no rich. That's the
The
problem.
owners
Anyways,
of the
cheers,
gas
everybody.
stations are welcome to go ahead and do that and set the prices
Told you I turned it
obviously
into a drinking
accordingly.
stream.
We're not trying to
God
compete with
damn
that. Obviously, like
Keep
Bucket
pouring,
said, we
Bucket.
put new projects in, so I hope everybody's been using the train station at Juniper.
Man, look
I
at you
think that's
sharing the love with
been
everyone
a
else.
welcome
Let's
addition.
get
Holy
some W's in
shit.
chat.
As well as we've
Yo,
also
what the fuck?
added more housing up
Nikki
in Roxwood,
Rowland.
which I noticed you guys have been flocking over to, so
All right, give me a sec. Change this.
Hey, a new relative.
Nikki
Welcome to the
Rowland,
that
family.
is
you are
beneficial for
the
those that have wanted to get a
wrong
house.
voice. This
Oh,
one.
hey, a new relative. Welcome
New
to the
stream sponsor.
So the big
Fucking
thing,
cheers.
like Bucket said,
a new relative. Welcome to the family.
the big thing that we noticed is that we're
Oh, hey,
trying
a new
to,
relative. Welcome to the family.
regulate again everything
hey, a new
that's
relative.
increased
Welcome to
I
the
feel
at
bad for
family.
putting
a
Lexi on the
rapid
spot,
rate
but
from the previous administration. We
Oh,
saw
hey, a
the
new
shoot
relative.
up of
Welcome
cars.
to the family.
oh, he's got like 5 or 6
car
houses. He's rich as
prices
fuck. What the
to
hell?
Amounts
Oh,
that
hey,
were
a new
big,
relative. Welcome
Is
to
that
the
worth
as
some
well
shots?
as salaries.
Let me get through
I've
this
done that
fucking
as
meeting
well.
first, and then maybe we'll do
a new
some.
relative. Welcome to the
So
family.
what we are going to be doing
That's definitely worth some shots, though. We do have two
again, we've
A
been
new
dropping
relative. Welcome to
prices
the family.
to make it
Oh shit! All right, number one.
Yes.
I owed Tommy
It's better
$5
for
bucks, now I
everybody
can pay him
overall.
back.
Bro, that bitch blew
in
apart.
saying that, in doing that, I should say,
And
Imagine Judge
number
Bucket.
two.
also
It would be
going
as
to be
if Jerry
needing
Springer and
to
Judge Judy had
Really?
a child.
It
drop
didn't
down
even come out of the
salaries.
fucking thing,
And
bro.
basically, what we are,
No, bro.
what's up?
Nothing. Proceed. Sorry.
Fucking midnight. God damn it.
So, the
right.
biggest thing is
Yeah, fuck
over
off.
the
Get up
next
there.
4
Yeah.
weeks,
No.
we are going to be
Yeah. No. Oh fuck, dude. What the fuck? What the fuck?
basically in the next
Come
4
on,
weeks.
bitch. Yes,
we're
there
gonna
we
be
go. Okay, we got it.
dropping down the salaries at a 5% rate over the next 4 weeks, so it's going to be 20% in total. But we're going to give it a trickle down, so we're not going to hit you guys with a large drop at one time. We're going to go ahead and make sure that it's manageable as we move it down.
There we go.
And I understand that. And
Yeah, your logic makes no sense on the reasoning.
Hey,
Yeah,
so
I know.
I just want to stop everyone from jumping in and asking loads of questions together. And I've got a few questions which I think we're all sharing really.
okay.
There is a real problem at the moment with police officers and EMS workers not clocking in. How do you think this is going to impact
I can take this one.
that clocking in is docking wages?
Okay, so I actually just had a conversation the other day with Harry Kay and Dan to kind of talk about all these changes as well. And I think a big part of the problem is, at least, you know, the next few weeks sounds like they're pretty busy weeks for a lot of people. Apparently this is kind of the time where a lot of people, you know, they just got a lot of stuff to do, finish up. I mean, summer's coming. We all got that spring cleaning to take care of. And on the topic of funds for PD, right? Like, you're trying to say that people aren't clocking on because of the pay, but PD officers are some of the highest paid in the city. We also had issues where PD was complaining that they weren't getting money because they were doing stuff off the clock, especially for when it comes into IA stuff or court case stuff, you know, reviewing things like that. So we worked with you guys to get you the ability to get paid for doing those sorts of things as well. And honestly, like, even with all that stuff and, you know, the things that we've given, the bonus money, things for the PD, all that stuff together still has not fixed the issue. So we have thrown money time and time and time again at PD in hopes that somehow that would make more people get on duty. And so far it has failed to do that. So I don't see how reducing it a little bit with everybody else is going to have any real negative effects. I mean, if you're saying that none of the officers are clocking in because they're not getting enough money, then why has the stuff we've done so far not had any impact on that?
You're misreading my words. I never said the money was the problem for us not clocking on.
Okay, I'm sorry. Can you rephrase it then?
There is a current issue,
say?
regardless of what the cause of it is. There's an issue of lack of people clocking on, whether that's EMS or PD. EMS.
There's 30 people in the fucking server. I mean, what do you expect, man? What are you asking?
So
I don't get what his question is.
That is an underlying issue, and I'm not saying money is the problem, but this is just adding shit to the pile, really. And I mean, like, can I just get a show of hands here in the crowd? Who here works at a mechanic or a restaurant? Okay, so there's quite a lot of people here that work at a mechanic or a restaurant. How many of you are being like feel disheartened that we're now getting docked? Keep your hands up if you feel disheartened. And it's actually
and I would expect most people to have that up there. I mean, obviously, anytime you take anything away from anybody, they're going to be. I think it'd be weird if they didn't have an issue with it. You know?
Okay. So,
guys, remember this is the People's Party, and they're looking out for the people.
So my next point is, you say that money's draining a lot quicker than it's coming in, which is fair. I know I experienced that when I was working with Wolfenstein. You've slashed car prices. Car dealership sales are a massive income for the city. So you've slashed your income, and now you're kind of to me, it seems like you've slashed your income. Now you're panicking, and you're having to
market as well.
cover the damage.
So
and Seth, our spokesperson, can't we all ask questions on our own?
Yeah, we could take questions. We're just gonna go with kind of Seth for now. Let him finish up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, of course, but yeah.
And
I wanted to make sure.
Just I'm going to take a point from Harry over there. I mean, the second-hand car market is absolutely destroyed. You've slashed car prices. Like, if I bought an S-Class from Marina dealership for like 4 weeks ago, if I was to go and try and sell that back now, it's absolutely destroyed.
So I don't think we've touched S or S plus cars, and A classes were also unfortunately kind of raised back up. So those are kind of almost the same as where they were. So realistically, at this point, you were talking about B, C's, and some E classes, which, not going to lie, not too many people even own too many of those. So at this point, you know, there's really not that much difference. And as far as funds go, yes, we did drop the prices on things, but the prices to import those cars also dropped by an equivalent portion. So profit-wise, the margins on the vehicle sales to where I initially dropped them were virtually the same as where they were beforehand. I just kind of wanted to make them more fair. Like, if the cost of the car went down 100, 150 grand to import, I dropped the prices accordingly. And because I figured, why tack on extra savings for us when I could tack on extra savings for everybody else? Obviously, there were some things that we had to relook at and modify after the fact, but, you know, city-wise, the funding that we would have gotten from selling the cars would have been the same, and if anything, it would have actually generated more funds for the city, because instead of being a $500,000 car, it would have been like a $350,000 car, which means it's a lot more affordable and more people could have bought the cars. So, like, we would have...
for the people that bought them, so now that they could only sell them for $350, because otherwise you'd buy one in the dealer, no?
Yeah, so that's two issues. The first issue was just like the pricing in general. So obviously, like, the difference in how much we made on the cars was made up for the fact that we dropped it. So really, from the city's perspective, nothing would have changed there. If anything, like I said, it would have increased the amount of cars, like the volume of stuff we could have sold. So in fact, it would have actually generated more money before we had to bump the prices back up. As far as the secondhand market goes on cars, that's something it is kind of something that does suck. I mean, obviously, people that bought for higher prices are selling it for lower. But, I mean, that's cars in general. You know, if you buy a house is a long-term investment. House prices have always historically grown year over year, 5% a year on average. Cars, usually the second you drive them off the lot, you lose about a third of the car value. I mean, realistically, cars do not hold value for shit. The longer you have them, the older they are, the less they perform and stuff. So it's like...
They do here.
Cars aren't... Okay, maybe here, but, you know, in general, that's not always the case. So, you know, obviously, the more cars are out there, you're going to have better cars, faster cars, newer cars, things that people want on things. So cars are always a gamble either way.
prior experience, I mean, prior times, you know, you'd buy a car. If someone wanted it, they'd pay what you paid for it. If I bought a car for 800k and it's now selling for like 500, no one's gonna want to touch it. And I've got to take that loss to try and sell it.
Yeah, but I mean, that's the same thing with anything. You know, there were things that, you know, I can't give specific examples of that at one point would have sold for $1 million, $2 million, and now they're going for maybe a couple $100K. You know, there's a lot of things that changed. I mean, there's always ups and downs in markets, and it's kind of always trying to figure out what game you want to play. Like, what do you want to put your money in? Everything's an investment and a gamble. There is no clear picture of tomorrow.
Okay, that's fine. I've got one more point, and I'll let someone else come up here and talk. Personally, I just want to say I feel like you guys have missed out on a really good chance to make loads of money, and that's the new Roxwood houses you just put up for sale. I've gone around spoken to the few people that own them, and from what I can gather, they've been priced anywhere between 750 to $1 million, or like just below $1 million. Those houses are huge, and I mean the Grove Street houses, they were priced around the similar prices, and they are tiny in comparison.
But it's also kind of a supply and demand issue. If you look at the Grove houses, those were some of the first houses people could get. There was really not many other options there. So if you wanted a house, that was what you were going to get. The market dictated the fact that those prices were way up there. Now they're starting to become more and more varieties. People own houses, people rent houses, people can sell houses. There's more and more stuff. So as the volume increases, the demand kind of goes down. I mean, it's kind of just basic supply and demand on that stuff.
When did the houses go up for sale? Because I don't think many people.
They went up for sale and they were gone within like 2 hours. So
yeah, I think most houses we've done have been gone that quickly. It's kind of crazy.
So there's definitely still a demand there for said houses.
Oh, absolutely, and we're bringing them in as fast as we can. We did 10 last time. This round, I think there was 5 or 6, and before that, I think we had a lot of like 5. So there's definitely a lot of things coming in. I mean, obviously, all we can kind of do is like we order them. What's that? Sorry.
People don't know about it.
What'd you say?
What? You bought 3 houses.
There we go. That's one person has got a chance and has snapped up houses.
I mean, it's kind of like car restocks. If something comes in stock and someone's got enough money to buy 3, 4 cars, I mean, we can't tell them you can't buy that many cars. There's no laws saying we could do that.
Know that you were going to do it, no? Like we had no idea you were selling 16 houses in total.
Again,
I didn't even know you sold any houses since Wolfenstein left.
Let's go to the crowd again. Who here, raise their hands, who here knew that the houses were going up for sale?
I knew one lot.
So some people knew houses were going out.
Some people knew. Okay, who here had a chance to go and look at buying it before it was sold? Like what, 4, 5 people? Okay. I mean, I'll let someone else speak. I've spoken enough.
Yeah, I mean, as far as the house stuff goes, it's kind of one of them things. It's like cars. Like if we told everybody, hey, these houses are going to be there at this date and time, then some people will be able to jump on that stuff, and it's not really fair to the people that couldn't be there. So we try to push things around a little bit here and there, but it's also once we set the price, they're out there. People can go buy them, and we can't really stop people from buying 2, 3, 4 houses if they have the cash for it.
If you put them up for auction, that would slow it down, because then that one person that might buy 3 might only be able to afford 1 because the auction bids would raise higher, and especially in the city, you get more profit.
Damn.
That's a good point.
Man, speak of truth.
I mean, price.
I mean, we
the
could do
houses.
that.
What you need to do is price the houses the correct price.
Well, so Roxwood's supposed to be the cheapest area in the city because it's kind of way out there.
Biggest house is just dumb.
I mean, as far as houses go, the pricing to build a house in Roxwood versus building a house in the city, it is night and day different. There's a reason the houses in Mirror Park cost what they did, and there's a reason the houses out in Roxwood cost what they did. Obviously, we're trying to make money on stuff, but we're not here to make a goddamn killing. You know, if it costs us $200,000 or something like that to build a Roxwood house and we sell it for $2 million, that'd be kind of fucked up. Likewise, if we take a mansion in the city and it costs us $1 million to buy it, and we sell it for $1.5 million, you know, that's kind of cheap. So it's all about taking the price of what it costs to make it and giving a reasonable price. You know, we're not trying to hurt people here. So, you know, as far as pricing goes, we try to keep it priced as fair as we can. And obviously, if Lexi wants to speak on that, Lexi's kind of been in charge of all the house price and stuff. So, like, I'll let her add stuff if I missed anything.
Yeah, when it comes to the housing...
Just quickly, before everyone keeps interrupting and there's loads of people shouting and everything else, I just wanted to make sure you guys had finished with everything you were presenting here today
I love
before we all
Smithy.
start asking any more questions.
No, we're done as far as the main points we wanted to discuss. That's fine.
Can't make everybody
it's just
happy.
that
No, you
everyone
can't.
jumped in and then it cut you off, so I just want to make sure you guys were done. That was all.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay.
Um,
Also, while I'm here,
Yeah.
now the wage decrease, Bucket did inform me of this ahead of time to let me know, but he said it was going to be a maximum of 10%, which I wasn't that happy about. But you know, if he was obviously I can see your point of reducing the cost of living and reducing costs of things that you know people to buy, but the one thing you don't control is gas station costs and restaurant costs, so those are not sort of taken into account. But now you've doubled what you're going to actually reduce. So
Don't we have control over like the import prices of fuel and stuff?
Why have you doubled it as well? That would be
Like, don't we have? Pretty sure we have access to that, right?
I don't think we do.
I swear to God, I thought we did.
No.
Okay, I'll have to talk to Mark about that.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Just having a sidebar. So when it comes to fuel, we do have a few options for that. Obviously, we control the pricing of the city-owned gas stations, so that is something we have access to, and we do control the pricing of the food and drinks that you can get from the stores and stuff. And we it's one of the things we try to lead by example. And I'm gonna have to look at some notes that I took earlier, but I feel like there was something that we might be able to do to improve the prices at which people buy gas and stuff within the city. Specifically, talk about the people that run gas stations and things.
I mean, so if you make it cheaper, it doesn't guarantee that they're going to lower the prices.
No, absolutely, absolutely not. But you know, there are still people like the gas station on your way to Paleto, right by the tunnel. I think that guy sells his fuel for like $3 a liter, which to import it costs you like $4 something. So how he's selling it at $3 a liter instead of while importing it at $4 something doesn't mean people have to make money on them. There are still going to be good people out there, but that that's the free economy for you, man. People have businesses to do things. You know, we can try to dictate things as much as we want. We have access to control the things that we have, but when it comes down to every little thing, it's one of them things that, you know, we just kind of hope people end up doing the right thing in the long run. We're trying to make things better, but again, like you said, I mean, we don't have full control over restaurant pricing and things like that. So there are some things that will go along with it, but you know, even those things on their own aren't that big of a debt when it comes down to the stuff that you can be doing. So there are a lot of ways to make money. It's just kind of, you know, we're trying to get things into the place where everybody's going to be happier at the end of the day.
Okay. So what about the 20% instead of 10%? How did that come about?
Yeah, well, I think when we talked, I said that we were looking at, you know, doing at least like a 10%. But that was, you know, before we had finalized everything, discussed everything with the group. I just kind of want to give you heads ups of some of the changes coming there. I know when I talked to Harry Kane and Dan, we said it'd probably be somewhere between 15 and 20%. I probably should have followed you up with you on that. But, you know, it's just, we're trying to look at the bigger picture of things. Obviously, the more data and stuff we look at, the more insight we have into things. And honestly, it's one of those things that, is it perfect? No. Does it hurt some people? Absolutely. But that's also why we're trying to do it in like a tiered situation. I mean, we're not going to drop all 20% at once. We know people have car payments to make. We know that they have a lot of expenses. So we're trying to do it week by week to try to give everyone the best opportunity to see that, hey, these changes are coming, and adjust everything accordingly.
Right, I see. Okay. Might I suggest people raise their hands and get picked for questions as well, so everyone's just not shouting, because...
Yeah.
Let me talk about housing real quick.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, no matter what you do, people are going to be upset and complain, so...
Starts answering questions as well. In regards to the housing,
I just wanted to do businesses. I didn't want to do any of this shit, right?
Like Bucket
That's all I wanted to do. Just work on
the
business relationships and shit.
price that we're given for those houses is relatively less when it comes to Roxwood. So that's why the houses were priced accordingly. Now, I go into each place and I see what other houses within Roxwood were sold at. And
Housing auctions kind of
the
makes
size
sense,
of the
though.
house the ability to have a basement put in.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
such.
we could try that.
And
Let me make a note
you know,
on that. We'll put.
if it costs us less, I want to make sure that you guys are not paying for, you know,
Not a
an
raffle,
overabundance of information
auctions.
or overabundance, you know,
Okay, so we got that.
for houses in that regard.
Appreciate
Now,
anyone
when
taking
it
charge,
comes
trying to
to,
create balance and stuff. So, I mean, the biggest thing is, too, like, a lot of these changes aren't my changes. This is stuff that's been suggested by, like, Opie and Havoc through John Murphy, people that I talk to in the city, out of the city. Everybody keeps saying, Wolfenstein, fuck the economy by doubling the prices of salaries. He then increased all the car prices to match, and now we have this, like, hyperinflated economy. And somebody has to take it in their hands and say, fuck it, this is stupid, we need to get it back to reasonable numbers. Nobody's doing crime because they're making too much money doing everything else, which means the PD have nothing to do, and the few criminals that are doing shit are getting overwhelmed by cops. So all I'm trying to do is make it so that we get that balance between crim and cops, so that the crims aren't making as much money, so they want to do crime, because you can make a lot of fucking money doing crime. The more criminals you have, the less likely you are to have all the cops in the city show up and do that. But I can't say that in character, right? I can't say like, oh, I'm doing this so everybody does more crime, because that would make us look fucking terrible. But yeah.
So anyway, with that being said,
I don't know what she said. I
do you want to pick them or do you want me to pick them?
You could go ahead. Sorry, I was just thinking about something.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, from the server's perspective,
Silly
this is the best thing
Since he
for
seems
the
to be up there.
server. People are obviously going to hate it because everyone's gotten so comfortable not doing crime.
That's going to get ruined by the sandwiches being dropped in price. Everybody's always historically judged our prices by those, and if we was to try and match them, we would be making $10 per food item. But restaurants don't make good money to begin with, and we've only just managed to entice them in with the raised wages.
Well, again, we're not trying to actually compete with you guys. It's just when
But
no
inherently
restaurants
it is
are.
competing.
It's not, because when you guys are open, when all restaurants are open, nobody can buy sandwiches. If people could buy sandwiches the same time that you guys were open, no.
You lowering prices has made the prices low for the malls to import them.
Yeah, but
Well,
when
that's
restaurants
not
are
even
open, they
malls,
can't
that's not
buy
the-
them from the store, though.
People can't buy them from the store if the restaurants are
No,
open.
but they can buy
That's what
them
I'm
from the
saying.
mall still, and it's a lower import tax for them.
They
still,
shouldn't
so
be able to, and
that
if they can,
people will
then
still be
we'll
there.
have to talk to the mall owners, and that should not be a thing. Then
But
that,
it- but people judge our
if
prices
that's a
off of
thing,
those
then I
two.
don't know why you're telling us about that now. If that's been like that forever, that seems like something that you guys should have brought up to
That's why the
us
sandwiches- the-
a while
the
back,
sandwiches
man.
got priced higher for that reason. So
Yeah, because
they're
that to
roughly
me
the
sounds
same
like a
price what we
bigger
charge.
problem. I mean, I'll make some notes about that, but that's about as far as we can go with that. I mean, that shouldn't be a
And
thing.
as for
but
the wages dropping, we've only just managed that. Earlier today, I was quite glad to see all three restaurants and all three mechanics open first time in a while, and the wage increase is part of the reason for that.
yeah, and I mean, they're still going to have a higher wage than mechanics, so it is still going to be up there prices
Sweet,
wise.
thanks, man. Now I could go get a coffee.
Well, and plus, I think
Just
as far
explaining
as, I
that
mean,
the government is going to go
the fact that you
bankrupt
have,
without changes.
all the
Yeah, I
mechanic
know,
shops
and I've
all the
said that,
restaurants
but
open,
they don't seem to care. right?
It comes down to the fact also that, we have new owners now, and in a couple of those places, and I think that they've been doing a fine job since they've been put in.
Yeah, that was my next point. But Dan just raised the next point I was going to raise. They've literally just been raised on the restaurants, and they've only just started working. What makes you think that lowering them is going to make us open? Because the staff are just going to disappear back into crime again. So you're going to make less money from tax.
Well, I mean, from a number standpoint, there's not a single business in this city that earns more money than it costs the city. PD, EMS, mechanics, restaurants, the money that you generate for the government is a tiny percent of what we pay out in salaries. So
I mean, we can close down if you want. Like,
no. So what I'm saying though is like the thought that like the government is funded by those businesses, that is not the case. We get a majority of the money from different activities such as like car sales and things like that. So like from a perspective of revenue generation, the businesses of the city do not even pay for themselves, let alone other things for the city. Now, obviously, the money that comes from the businesses does go to your guys' pockets. You buy vehicles. The government does make money off that. So, in a roundabout way, in the long run, it does take a while to get back to us. But it's not like a direct sort of, money in, money out sort of thing. Obviously, people need jobs. Obviously, everybody needs to make money. And people choose to make money in different ways. But obviously, there's a shortage on police at the moment. They're making all the money that they can make, some of the best money in the city. They've got opportunities for bonuses. They've got opportunities for when they're doing off-the-clock stuff to still make money, and there's still that issue. So at the end of the day, I can't answer the question why people do work or don't work. That's going to be something that's going to have to withstand the test of time. I'm not a fortune seer. It's not like we're hitting one business more than another. The reason we just decided to do a percentage is because it's a level playing field across the field. You look at what the wages were originally, for Wolfenstein to double it, that means everything else has to go up from there. Everything has to double. Because if you're earning twice as much money, guess what? You can afford twice as much stuff. So in your mind, you're thinking, oh, I'm making all this extra money. But realistically, you're really not. Because you're spending everything on the goddamn cost of living. And all we're trying to do is make it better so that in the long run, things are a little more balanced. Things that people can do and make, while they might be a little bit harder, realistically, it shouldn't be too much different. And if some people decide to do certain things or another, that's their free choice. I can't force people to work at restaurants or become cops or EMS. At the end of the day, everyone has free will. We can't force people to do stuff. Is it the best decision in the world? Maybe, maybe not. I have no idea. We're here. We're trying to make the best of things and trying to go from there.
All right. Thank you.
To get free housing.
So,
I forgot about the free housing.
I'm really confused because what your logic is saying makes no sense at all. So we're being told the city needs more money, right? But you've lowered salaries, lowered vehicle prices, lowered business costs, lowered food prices. So if people are earning less, and businesses are making less per sale, where's the additional revenue supposed to come from?
So, like I said,
right now it just feels like we're just devaluing everything, especially the vehicles.
I could understand that sentiment. Clearly didn't hear some of the stuff I said earlier. Basically, when it comes to the car market, when I initially dropped everything down...
But it's not just the car market. You're devaluing every single thing.
Like I said, when I'm speaking specifically on the car market for a second, but I got more points to make. But basically, the car market dropped down. The margins there are basically exactly the same. We would have made the same money whether we're making $100,000 on a $450,000 sale or a $550,000 sale. The revenue margins there were the same. Obviously, if salaries go down by a bit, then we're saving that much money off that stuff. It's all kind of proportional from there. As far as extra things go, what I'm trying to say is, with the data that I got, let's look at PD and EMS for an example, right? They provide a service to this city that is absolutely needed. We need EMS workers. We need PD workers. And on average, between the two of them, on a fairly active week, they will draw from the city, let's say between the two of them, between $8 and $10 million. And they generate roughly between the two of them $300,000 to $400,000. So that's them. Mechanics and restaurants are on a similar scale where they draw a lot more money than they bring in. So when you're looking at those numbers, the more PD, the more EMS, the more restaurants, and the more mechanics you have open, that fucking gap between what you bring in and what you spend out gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And the more money they make, the larger it draws. So if we manage to keep the margins the same on the stuff that we're selling, then that margin gets even bigger because we're reducing the draw by 20%. So from our aspect, we're making the same amount of money, but everything's 20% cheaper, which means everything kind of stretches that 20% further. And that's kind of the basis of everything.
The economy. You're not growing the economy.
So growing the economy is, we can't just like birth a whole bunch of babies and say, hey, we need all these babies out there to start working jobs and earning money and buying cars. There is nothing we can do to increase the expenditures of the citizens of this city. I mean, hell, maybe we could try to put some regulations together to say anyone that has a baby, we're going to give you $100,000, right? Like that. There you go. We could like do something like that to put some stimulus out there, right? But that's not going to take effect for at least another 16 years before those guys are able to get out there and drive and get their own cars. So
okay, so okay, let's go on to businesses because this whole vehicle thing just makes no entire sense.
I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to answer everything, but go ahead. What?
Yeah, so let's go on to workers.
Yes.
If we look back at the time where nobody was wanting to work because the pay was very much low, it doesn't have to be just EMS or PD. It's literally restaurants. How exactly are we going to entice them to actually start working? Because right now we have a bunch of places open.
Yeah, so restaurants are still getting paid more than mechanics because of the extra effort it takes to run one of them places. So they're getting more money from that. EMS are still making more than restaurants. PD are still making more than EMS. None of that stuff has changed. It's all scaled proportionally. So from that aspect, everybody's taking an equal step back. But again, it's reducing the draw on the city. And yes,
yeah, but you're going back to the prices that it was before if you think about it. Because how much do mechanics make? And how much are they going to make?
Yeah, but how much cheaper are we trying to make things too? So, I mean, again, you're like kind of looking at one side of the picture and not realizing the other side of the picture is changing as well.
It makes no sense to make stuff cheaper when the economy needs more money.
So, but the thing is, if things are cheaper, you can make less money and everything's going to be exactly the same. I mean, it's just basic kind of economics there. You make less, but things cost less. You make more, things cost more. So, either way, at the end of the day, it's still a stalemate.
Do you have anything that we can see, like actual data that shows that lowering prices and salaries that will generate more overall activity within the city revenue?
So I could show you numbers that the fuck? Okay, I get shit, that's weird. Goddamn Houdini up here. Yeah, I mean, I could put you a chart together that says if you pay 20% less for something, you're going to have 20% more savings. I mean, I don't think you need a graph to be able to see that savings are savings, you know? I mean...
So is this like just you guys making the decision, or does the actual mayor know anything? Because I know this whole party was to raise salaries and income in general to make all of our lives easier.
So I don't think that anything like that's ever been said. We said we're going to try to make everything better for people. But let's say
Patchy and Dan both said that.
So let's say we bump up salaries, right? Let's say we bump them up another, let's double it like Wolfenstein did. How many days do you think this city could actually survive by doubling its costs? Not very fucking long. The city is in a very fine balance between what it has and what it don't have. So if we just keep increasing things without creating more ways for the city to generate funds for itself, you're going to hit a point where we're already at where it's a tipping point. You get too heavy, it's going to tip that way. And the only option at that point is the city goes broke. And guess what? If the city ain't got no money, nobody earns anything. You could make $100,000 an hour on your salary. But if the city don't got enough money to cover it, well, you're fucked. So that's basically all we're trying to do is hedge some of the bleeding to find a nice balance between the two. You know, obviously things were done initially while the city was making a lot of money, a lot of people buying cars because nobody had stuff. But again, that's an initial boom. It's a curve. It's going to peak and it's going to drop off. And the longer time goes on, there's going to be fewer and fewer car sales, which is why we're trying to do other things to make the city money. One of the things that we're doing is obviously trying to work with farmers to get them to make more alcohol because that's great money for the city. For example, on that front, we have renegotiated some of the contracts on alcohol pricing, and now we are exporting bottles and paying farmers 750 bottles instead of 500. So that's a 50% bonus for them to help generate the city funds. We're also working on opening up a business for the city where we're going to be able to buy different products. It could be all sorts of things. It could be metals. It could be minerals. It could be whatever. You name it, plates, anything that we could buy, we can resell it. And it gives the government the ability to make money from that. You know, so there's lots of different revenue streams that we're working on to try to get the city more money to kind of offset some of those things. But again, these are things that are going to take place over time. And you know what? Maybe a few months down the road, someone's going to look at the state of things and be like, we're making more money now. Maybe we can reevaluate some of this stuff. But the thing is, at the end of the day, right now where we're sitting, we need to make some changes or Else you guys are going to be like, huh, I'm not getting paid. What the hell's going on? Oh, guess this city's got no money because we're overspending. And I don't know how much more clear I can make it. If the draw is larger than the intake, it will hit a point where it runs dry. And we don't want to get to that point.
Well, I'm pretty sure we all want to see the financial records because we're not understanding it. Also, we also want to point out, like, does Hatchie and Dan actually know, like, anything you're doing? You never fully answered that.
Okay, so from that aspect, basically, we have a place where we talk about things.
It's a no.
No, you can let me finish my sentence before you just want to fill my mouth in with your words. We have a place where we talk about things. If they had objections to things, they can respond accordingly. Unfortunately, due to unseen circumstances, Hatchie and Dan are both extremely busy and will not be around, so we're kind of taking...
So you shouldn't have gone ahead and done your own thing.
So that's hearsay. We have been voted into office. Lexi was the secondary mayor. Okay. In the event, no, Lexi is the real mayor. In the event that something happens to the mayor, and this is one of those circumstances. Okay, I mean, if you're just gonna sit here and talk shit, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave, man. I mean, honestly, at the end of the day, if you're not being constructive and trying to listen,
this is a public forum, therefore they're allowed to be here.
It is a public forum, but if they're being disruptive, then we can ask them to leave. And they can ask questions, but, you know, making accusations and not listening to the facts, that's completely different.
It's a government building.
It is a government building, but if someone's being disruptive and constantly combative, then we can ask them to leave. It is a government-owned building, yes. So if we, I'm just saying, at the end of the day, we're trying to answer questions, and you can't just keep speaking over everybody. One person at a time, man. If you got questions, just wait in line like everybody else has been doing, okay? It's so fucking stupid.
I think I'm going to speak for most people when I say this, but with you cutting the wages on everything, considering you just admitted that the PD and EMS have to deal with a lot, you're cutting their wages by what, 20%, right? You're basically making it a lot harder to do everyday things.
But what do people not understand? If shit's getting cheaper,
I'm still kind of a bit annoyed, to be honest. Obviously, you know, everyone can, you know, say, you're cutting the wages, you're making it a lot worse. I can say from this point forward, when the wages go down, I won't be working at the diner anymore.
Exactly.
I won't be going
That's
to
what I'm trying to
restaurant.
do. That's what I'm trying to fucking do.
The training in PD because there is not enough police around, because obviously, you know, some of them are still kind of striking because of everything that's going on right now.
So for that aspect, I just want to say this real quick. You guys are bringing up a lot of very valid points, but I can tell you right now, not a single person in this entire city has called me or texted me to ask me any of these questions. Not a single person has said, hey, we have an issue with this. We have an issue with that. PD aren't getting on duty because of this. EMS aren't getting on duty because of that. If you guys have problems, if you don't ever talk to the people that can make a change about it, how do you expect us to ever... We can't read your minds. How do you expect us to make change if nobody's talking to us about these things? And I'm glad we're here today to talk about this stuff. But I just wanted to say that there.
Well, to be fair, if there was something like this every so often, you would get a lot of questions. Nowadays, people just don't want to ask the questions because they just get bullshit answers. No offense.
But if you don't ask the questions, how could we ever give an answer? Like,
what's the point in answering the questions if you know what's going to be said? Oh, well, we'll think of...
No, but what you're doing is you're assuming that what's going to be said is going to be crap.
Exactly.
If you don't ask the question, you're not going to get an answer. And from us, you're going to get an answer.
I'll just repeat what Angel just said there. Who's actually running the party?
So right now, Lexi is in charge while Dan and Hatchie are busy with their day-to-day lives. But we still work as a group. Everything that we do, we document and we talk about. And unless there is a majority vote against something, then we're moving forward with things. So
right, okay. So I'm just going to say this now. Obviously, anyone can back me up. They can put their hands up, whatever. With you
does government pay fast food employee wages? Because that's just how they did everything.
How many people
runs through
are
the
actually
city.
going to go and work at their jobs, knowing that their wages are going to be cut?
I mean, everybody in the city is going to face this equally. The thing is, it shouldn't be as high as it is. It is because somebody did something that they decided to do that they thought would be a great idea. And at the time, it was a great idea. But you know what?
And it still
Times change. But what you're not understanding is there is a bigger draw on the city than there is coming in. There's nothing that I can do to further explain that. If you're taking more money out of your checking account than you're putting in, you're going to go negative.
Bro, I'll bet
That's
you
exactly
can't wait
what's
to be
going
out
on,
of
man.
politics in the city.
But the thing is the people that work in the restaurants, they're now going to lose their taxes, so they're going to go and start breaking the law. The police are going to have to deal with it, which means they're going to have to basically be doing their job for peanuts, and then they're going to be like, no, I'm not going to get on duty because I have to deal with every bullshit that gets thrown at me, and I'm only getting paid peanuts. So why should they?
You're saying peanuts, but respectively, it's still a much higher salary than most other things in the city. So if we look at the numbers of things, give me a second. Let me see if I can get the real numbers. Fuck, where did I have this?
Because at the minute, I am just a trainee, right? But if I was just working at the restaurant and you turned around and said that you're cutting my wages by 20%, even though it's just gone up and it's only just started working, and you're now going to cut it back down, right? What's it going to make me do? I'm gonna go and start breaking the law, because that's the only way that I can make decent amount of money to pay off what
But that's what we need to do. I can't say it, but that's what we need to do.
Just, went out and bought for or got on finance or whatever, and you're saying that you're cutting it. I now have to work twice as hard to pay the car off so that I can actually drive it. Otherwise, it will get taken off of me.
So you're saying twice as hard, but we're talking about 20 cents. So or 20%. You're talking about like 20% less. Twice as hard would mean we're cutting it by half. So just from like the mentality of that, I could see like, yeah, if we dropped it by 50%, that absolutely working twice as many hours, sure, that would suck. But again, you're not taking into account the things that we're trying to lower. We're trying to lower things across the board. Sure, it's not going to happen overnight, but we've taken steps to try to reduce things from our perspective as much as we can. So we've dropped things from that side to try to combat the fact that you'd be making less. So from that perspective, you're making less, yes, but things cost less. Let's say you make $20 an hour and a pizza costs you $10. You could buy 2 pizzas an hour. Well, what if we pay you $10 an hour, but the pizza's $5? You can still buy 2 pizzas an hour. Your argument is that we're making... What?
That makes no sense.
If you're getting paid $20 an hour and pizza's $10 an hour, right? That means you can buy 2 pizzas if you work an hour. If you make $10 an hour and pizzas are dropped to $5, you can buy 2 pizzas an hour. At the end of the day, if you can still afford the same amount of shit, sure, it's less, but it's still the same.
So, question, right? You're cutting everyone's paychecks. How much do you get paid? How much do you pay yourselves?
Not as much as I would be making if I were doing fucking literally anything else.
Right, okay. So
I heard a sure. If I were to go up to my oil rig, take my money out there, and spend the entire day up there, I could make about probably $700,000-$800,000 in a day, in a fucking day. Instead, I choose to spend my time doing this shit, and I make a couple $100,000 a fucking week. Which, if you divide by 7, you're talking maybe what? Fucking $20,000 a day. So you're talking like exactly. So the point is, if I were doing literally anything else, I would be sitting on millions and millions of dollars. Instead, I'm fucking scraping by because I'm trying to take care of everything else. So no, I could definitely be making more doing literally anything else than up here. So I'm sorry. Did that answer your question?
Yeah, you're sitting there bringing a couple.
You're not up here. I'm sorry. We got a line, man. If you want to talk, you're gonna have to get in line. But the guy up on the mic, is that
she is.
Is that did that
yeah,
answer?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, I just want to make sure.
Fucking pissed me off.
Jeez.
Sorry, I'm trying to find the mic.
Now you got this, man.
Okay, I got it. Okay,
He didn't like that answer.
I have a couple different topics that I want to bring up. One, I like to do fishing once in a while, and there's no boats ever sold at all. and I've been going there for a while. So if you want to get revenue, start stocking the boats for one.
Absolutely. I've been saying that shit for a while. One of the problems with the party was that we've been focusing too much on big projects, housing projects, big things to give people in the city more stuff to do, some of the racetracks. And I've been a big proponent for getting more money into there. Unfortunately, a lot of the money so far has been going into bigger projects. And recently, I've been trying to push that we keep more money in the dealership so people can sell back cars if they want to. Keep more money in the dealership so I can start doing more random restocks to bring more cars in. Same thing with boats. This is all stuff I've been pushing for since we got in office. We're finally at a point now that Lexi's working with me, that we're going to have money in the dealerships to be able to start pushing the cars and boats and things like that. So 100% that's been on my list, my wish list, basically since we get in office. And this, like I said, we finally gotten to a point now that we're doing these things where we can actually do that. So you should be able to expect to see more stuff coming in. I do apologize for that, but again, at the end of the day, I'm just a consultant. I have absolutely no power within this government. That was made very clear early on. A lot of people think I can do whatever the fuck I want, but at the end of the day, I have zero power other than suggesting things. And if people don't like my suggestions, then it don't happen.
Second thing is, these malls need to get their butts in gears because you know
Dude,
what?
I know,
I'm
it's
getting
so
tired of going to
frustrating.
these malls
It's
and they're being
basic
flat out empty
economics.
because I do mining for minerals and I cannot do my production because the batteries and oil are always missing from them.
Oh, yeah. I had that same goddamn frustration myself when I was trying to do the same things. And the problem is, at the end of the day, they are privately owned businesses. And if they're not stocking their stuff, then there's nothing to be done there. I can tell you from an oil rig perspective, I can make oil, but my cost to make a bottle of oil is $43.50 something. That's my at-cost pricing. So to sell it, I have to sell it for at least $50. So, yes, could I make oil? I could, but, you know, pricing, I would love to help on that. As far as owners go, I know Bob Frapples has the Sandy Mall. I can't remember the last time I've spoken to Bob. And I know Tibbs does a pretty damn good job at the City Mall. But again, there's only so many hours in the day for these guys to do that stuff.
Now, the third thing, and this is for everybody here, because I can tell you, because I've been doing this city for a few months now, they complain about their wages going down, but I have not seen barely anybody other than doing deliveries do any hard labor in construction or garbage, and they pay $4 grand for every trip you do. If you want your extra money, go do the civil jobs. That is plain and simple.
Yeah, there's loads of ways to make money in the city. Like if I went and did trucking, I could make 35 grand an hour easily doing trucking.
I'm just saying that instead of complaining, look at the other things that they could be doing.
I fucking love this guy.
That can pay as well.
Yes, finally, the one person in the city that gets it, dude. Good Lord.
So, okay, here's the point with that. You said nobody has a mechanic. You know how many times I've seen at every single one of your mechanics, 4 mechanics in that shop and 1 car, maybe an hour. Yeah, so that's 4 people that could be out in the city doing work.
There you go. I fucking love this guy.
Really? I get 4,800 every time I do a construction job, and 8,000 if I do a hole.
What you're encouraging,
and that's one guy. Imagine if there was 4 people. So I'm just saying.
I love it. I just bucket paint. No, I wish I did. This is great.
Have a good day.
This is fucking great. I appreciate you, man. At least somebody has some respect for the work we put in.
It's the truth.
So I've got.
Oh, you gotta talk back to the thing. I think he stepped away from it.
But if you have 4 people,
there you go.
That's better.
Yep, I can hear you.
So the latest point you've just said, you said you're scraping by and you don't earn any money. This is what you've just said.
I said that we're pulling more money out than we're putting in.
No. You said personally you're scraping by, and you don't earn any money. Have you not got an oil rig in the? Yeah, that you've got an oil rig.
I just explained that. So since I've gotten in office, I have neglected my job. You can call up Rodney. You can call up Max. They will confirm that I have not been doing shit on any of the stuff I own because I've been too busy doing everything else. If I was focusing on the stuff, if I was doing the stuff that I could be doing, I would be making so much more money. But to me, at the end of the day, I'd rather be doing the stuff I'm doing to try to help everyone else out than myself. Because what good does it do me if I've got tens of millions of dollars I'm sitting on when everyone else is struggling, right? I have the chance to make a difference right now, and I want to make a difference. Whether people appreciate it now or not, it is what it is. So, yes, I could be making a lot more money doing lots of other things, but I choose not to.
So, my first official question is, what source of income and how reliable is it to run the city, and who made all the decisions of law and tax? So it's kind of...
Oh, what?
So the first question is, yeah, my mate. So first question is, what actually is funding the city to run?
So currently, the majority of money that the city makes is from vehicle sales. So that's the majority of where the city makes its money right now. So that's kind of where it's at. The alcohol production is a nice bump. When we had it, it was great for the city. Unfortunately, it got to a point where it was cut off because the people making the alcohol were making more money doing anything else than making alcohol. And through actions of my own, we've finally gotten back to a point where producing alcohol is once again profitable, more profitable than them doing anything else. So that means there will be more money coming in from the city there. Again, I've talked about the business. It was actually going to be a personal business of mine that I was going to run. And I realized it's kind of a little too much for any one person to own. So instead, I've turned that business over to the government. And the government will now own a building that will be able to stock and sell various materials to the citizens of the city. So that way we can buy it at one price, sell it for another, and the government makes money on that. And it also creates a way for people within the city to get things that they need, resources that would otherwise be scarce and hard to get to. So, that's another revenue stream for the city that we're trying to work on. That way it's not so dependent on car market because, yeah, there's a lot of demand for cars, but eventually there will be a point where everyone has the cars they need. And no matter what cars we got in stock, there's not going to be that funds coming in. So the city needs to diversify itself and have more legs to stand on so that months and years down the road, it don't fall apart because there's no money coming in.
Well, and also, as people can see or have seen that do tend to camp out the dealerships, is that a lot of these cars that people have wanted are now vaulted.
How much time did cops
And they're
spend at the
vaulted
gym?
because
Dude, no
there's too many of them in
shit.
the
See
city.
the vaulted, but you see how many RS6s did you restock? How many DLCs have you restocked?
Did it for all your
That
friends,
you
by the way?
personally
vaulted.
restocked?
That's your
We
fault
didn't
it's
vault them.
vaulted.
That's your fault. They vaulted. You
So
can't
the
blame
way
that on the people.
the way that
You can't blame that on the people.
Okay.
I'm not
So
blaming-
just so everyone's aware, all the RS6s and things they've stocked, we've arrested the majority of the boys and things in them. So they've stocked them for their friends. It's okay.
Oh shit!
So you guys are the problem.
So a lot of the people that have owned those cars did so before we got in office. I will say that, the problem was early on
Don't you
when
dare
we
try and blame this on us.
bullshit.
That is bullshit.
When
Don't
we
you dare
got in
try and blame that
office,
on
we
us.
told everybody that one of the things we would do is make it so that
we'll go respect. We'll get the records from DOJ if you want.
So again, when we got in office, we told everybody that we were going to have a program so that if people wanted a car, we would work with them to order it. We said that multiple times during our campaign. Can I finish my sentence? Can I just get this thought out there?
Yeah.
My whole point is we told everybody we were going to do something. We said it multiple times during the election process, and we got in office and we did it. We stood behind it. We did it. Was it the smartest decision? Probably fucking not. But at the same time, we said we were going to do it, and we did it. And so since then, we've gotten to a point where we've been having to deal with consequences of that. And sometimes it's like they say, you got to find around and fuck out. But at the end of the day, it happened, and it's going to continue to happen because the things that happen within the city, there are limitations on manufacturers. Once we hit those limitations, those cars are gone forever. It's a hard limit. I can't say the exact numbers offhand, but every single car, once it hits that limit, it will no longer be available. That's a global thing that we've been told. So it doesn't matter if we stocked, let's say we sold 10 Pantos or something. All of a sudden, guess what? You're not going to be able to get that car no more. And it has nothing to do with us selling the 10 Pantos. That's just kind of those limits. Those are all hard limits.
So can I reiterate that you blamed us for the RS6s going out of stock?
Okay, first and foremost.
Wait, hang on,
No.
let me talk, because I let Bucket talk, and then
Okay.
you interrupted me. Come on, brother. So basically, you've just blamed the people for basically selling the RS6s
I didn't blame
out
the
of
people.
You kind of did. When in hindsight, you were ordering cars for personal people.
We were ordering cars for people
And
that
then-
contacted us, like we said we
And
would
then,
do.
yeah, which never made public, and I don't think you ever said it in your election.
Yeah, oh, I can guarantee
And then-
you. I can guarantee you. I said it multiple times during the election.
But then you've now fucked the second-hand car market because now RS6s are 1.3 million. How much was it to order that car?
Oh god, I have to go look back. I'd say off memory 380-ish, something like that.
Yeah, and the DLC now goes for I got told the latest one got sold for 2.1 million. Is that not breaking the second-hand market? And then you're now lowering.
So you're
tax,
saying, I
so,
mean, someone
like-
was complaining earlier that the secondhand market went down. Now you're complaining that it went up. I mean, I don't.
I mean, no, you could completely fuck the second-hand car market. I can't lie, and I think everyone can agree with that.
I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm so sick of this shit. I just might say I'm fucking done. I can't deal with this shit. Like, what the fuck, man? They're bitching that they're not making enough. Then they're bitching that they're making too much. And it's like, what fucking side? Like, why should we fucking keep wasting our time trying this shit? And for no appreciation, you know? It's just like, at the end of the day, I'm trying to help everybody out. But if nobody wants to fucking help, it's like, there's only so much we can try to do before it's like, fuck it, I don't care. I could make millions of dollars doing literally anything else, you know?
I know. Okay, so
Yeah, I mean, I'm at the
Look,
part where
what I
I don't
will
just
say
walk out, dude. This is fucking
that
stupid.
at the very beginning, we
they're
did
about to
try
fuck
to
us up.
go through,
Oh, no, true.
and we did try to make sure that we could order cars for folks and make it readily available because we thought that was the best decision that could be made. What we're doing now
I know,
is
seriously.
we're trying to correct that. We're trying to
So do you not think it's
mistakes
too
that
far-
were made on us. In no way,
mistakes
shape,
are
or
too far
form.
gone?
In no way, shape, or form did we blame you guys for the reason why that was done. We were just. I said. I said.
Did not say that. Sorry.
Cars revolted. That's what I said. I said because of an overstock, the cars revolted.
that's
I
not on
didn't say it was your
microphone. Oops.
fault. I didn't say it was anybody's fault in the city.
I didn't say you said that problem, Lexi. I said Bucket.
Okay.
Was
So
the
what
person
I
that
was
said it.
saying is that we put a program together where we would order cars for people. The people that contacted us, and I say us, it was never me. I've never had the ability to order cars because car dealerships never had money. I'm not allowed to touch the city's finances, so single thing went through Dan and Hatchie. So everything that was ordered was done through them. They were contacted, they would order stuff, and it was delivered. I didn't want to be the car guy. My business role was businesses, right? Like, that's all I was responsible for. So I can only speak for the things that I've done. However, the stuff that was ordered was the stuff that was popular. It hit limits where they hit, and now they are unavailable. You know, it is what it is. I never said you guys are directly responsible, but those were the orders that came in, and those were the ones they decided to fulfill. Why they did it? I mean, if they were here, I'd ask them directly. I'm not going to make assumptions on their behalf because that would just not be right.
Okay. So, one thing you did say at the very start was that you were going to lower tax. And the W party, which obviously had Wolfenstein and Seth, if I made over 500k, I got taxed 70%, right?
That's fine. Just go in the whole fire.
I just put this together.
So that could be from 500k to 1 million, I could make 75. I'll get taxed 75.
I just put this together.
But if I made over 1 million, say I made 1 million and something, I get taxed 85%.
Yeah, so
that's like
this is a
half of
perfect
that.
example. I was actually just looking at this exact thing the other day, and I have kind of some exact numbers here for you. The numbers, while they look different, are actually better. I have a working example from the city mechanic where they paid the Wolfenstein administration. They had income of $1,145,225. They were taxed and paid the cost of $661,000, leaving them with $483,000 as profit to keep for themselves. With let me finish. With my calculation on that exact same number of the 1.145 million, they would have paid, instead of $661,000, they would have paid $628,000, and instead of making $483,000, they would have made $516,000. So while it looks bigger, you would have actually made more money off of my tax bracket than theirs. Now, while granted it's not a whole heck of a lot more, it is still better. So while you're saying you would have made more, you're actually wrong. Because I literally just looked at this the other day. So, I could show you the
Yeah, but
calculations if you
also-
really want to see it, but that's where it's at.
Like you see what you want.
But also, you got the wrong mechanic shop. It was the. It was
No, but I'm
Sam
saying like
Mechanic
that was
made
the
that
specific
money.
example I looked at. But
But
whether
yeah.
it's the city or Sandy, I mean, the number is the number. It's going to be the number at the end of the day. I could plug numbers all day, but that's where it's at. And sure, there will be a tipping point at a certain thing, but
My last point is, how is this the people's party when it seems like you're just slashing everything? Like you stated, you're starting to run all the like cost of alcohol and stuff's coming back. Why are you then now slashing salaries of people's businesses when you're now going to start making more money to generate and make more projects, but yet harming the people that are keeping the city running and keeping the businesses running and keeping the emergency services running? It seems more like you'd want to push. It seems like you want to push more people into the crime life than actually do what they want to do.
I
in
really
life and
do.
choose their own path. Is that not just blatant, or is that just me thinking logical? No.
So, I mean, the whole point of the day is that as of right now, the way that things are operating, we're in a deficit. So while these things I've been working on trying to get going are going to generate more funds for the city over time, again, it's an over time thing, and it's one of those things that will take time to balance out. If we don't do something now, then by the time the next mayor gets in office, there might not be a city left. I mean, obviously it's not that dire, but my point is, if we don't make changes today, tomorrow's just going to get worse. It's like if you have a bunch of money in your savings account and you're taking more than you're putting in, sure, you could go a long time, but eventually you will hit that day where it's like your check bounces. And once it bounces, it's going to keep snowballing and getting worse. So we're trying to stop that from ever becoming a problem. And yes, right now things need to change. And once those mechanics get put in place and the city starts making more money, guess what? We can revisit things later on. Will it increase crime? I have no idea. Maybe, maybe not. But at the end of the day, change has to happen.
Yeah. Well, I just want to let you know, I've had half of my mechanics say that they resigned because you've lowered the tax, lowered the wages, so I appreciate it, and now I'm going to have to find a way to run a mechanic shop and keep you as happy so I don't lose my business. I appreciate it. See you later.
You just fucked everything.
I did not fuck everything because it's not family. If everything was family, then hell yeah, we'd have a big old party, wouldn't we? Oh hell yeah, I'd say that, man. That's family's family. If it's family, then it's fair game.
So my question is for Lexi. Bucket spent 2 to 3 hours going through editing prices on all the cars from the city all the way up to Rockwood.
I knew that was going to get brought up.
You then had a so-called expert come in and put all the prices up. However, this so-called expert has put every single A-class in Sandy's dealership to 550.
Dude, my dinner was ready like an hour ago. This was supposed to be a short stream. I didn't realize this thing would take so fucking long.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I want to know, who this expert is.
Well, the fact is, and the fact that I brought up at the beginning.
Yeah, I thought this would be like a
is
quick
that we
thing
were
so I could
adjusting
get in and out
Now we
and do
had
that.
had somebody come in. I'm not saying who. We had a person come in because neither Bucket nor myself, and we have already stated this numerous times, we are not car people. So if we judge a car too low, and then a whole bunch of people start buying, let's say, the MK1, and we don't know what they're capable of, and the next thing you know, and PD's frustrated because they have to chase a bunch of MK1s around the city.
Fuck, I thought people would have basic.
So by bringing in
mechanic shops,
somebody that kind of understands how
No,
cars
basic
work.
economics. Sorry, I read
And
the
we were
word for the
trying
next
to go off of that.
sentence.
Now,
Okay, but-
I do realize that we have priced some higher. And I'm going to be going after this, and I'm going to be going to that, and I'm going to be lowering those
Okay, there's so
prices
much
down.
beef. I love it. Party of
But
pain.
am I wrong or am I right in saying, and Bucket, I'm sure you can answer this one, can you see how many of each vehicle has sold?
Yeah, technically, if we were to go to each dealer, we could see the sales record of everything.
So then how do you not know which cars are not good if, loads of one car is sold and none of the others? Surely you can tell just from the data.
I'd have to
Well,
scrape
but,
it.
But you have to run that by how many have actually been in stock. You can't sit there and say that if across the board
I don't know
we
if I've
did
ever
2
seen
of
Angel
every
working at her
vehicle,
own
then you
mechanic
could
shop.
actually judge it based off of that.
Same.
But no,
Yeah,
we
but-
can't until we actually drive the car.
Can't do an open forum
or
here. You should have
somebody
known.
with
It wasn't
some
supposed to be an open
expertise is
forum. It's supposed to be like a
actually
press
behind the wheel of
release,
said
maybe
car
some questions,
and
and that
tell
was
us
it. But it's just like,
the data
holy
that
shit,
we need to
man.
know
This
in
is
order to judge pricing. We're not going to know that.
But you can test drive
This took
them
a
now. I mean,
wild
I know
turn.
for a
Well,
fact
now we
I've-
can, yes.
Yeah, now we can.
I've been to
Unfortunately,
every single dealership and test drove every single car in this city. You know, to get a feel of which ones are good and which ones aren't.
And I have done that. Now, were they priced up? They were priced up based off of the fact that, let's be honest, and again, PD can speak on this. There are some sweaty fucking cars
That's
out
fucking
there,
great.
and that is an issue. I
Equalize.
don't know which ones are
Oh my
sweaty.
god.
I'm not a car person, but I can test drive and I can see which ones are faster than others.
Oh, that's
and so
funny
that's
shit.
what I try to judge off of. And if
Oh
you want
my
me to go
God.
back to that, that's going to mean lower car prices for that class, and I'm welcome to do that. And again, I'm going to
Party
reevaluate
of
that
pain.
after this meeting.
Expert my ass
My
down with
biggest argument
government.
is Bucket spent all that time going through all the dealerships to try and make it fair for the people. I'm
Hi, I'm
guessing he
Bucket.
done
If you
it
work in a
due to the
mechanic
fact
shop,
that he knew that
restaurant,
he was
PD,
gonna
or
lower
EMS,
people's
take a
wages
pay
and people
cut.
wouldn't be
I'm
able
not
to
though, because I
afford
could
them.
earn more money.
But
Dude,
then
like, people don't
this
understand
so-called
the amount of
expert has
money
gone
that I can
through
fucking
and put all
earn.
prices back up again,
It's
ruining
it is
everything
fucking
Bucket's done
stupid.
that was for the people, you know, to make the cars affordable for us.
Oh god.
And it's all
Yeah,
just
and at-
gone to
and-
shit.
And at the end of the day,
This fucking
I am
who the
human,
fuck is doing
and I
that?
will
It's
take
fucking
credit
hilarious.
for that mistake. Again, all I can do, all I
Shadow
can tell
government
you
is watching.
is that I'm going to be lower than back down. Is it going to be
I
entirely
wish.
at the levels that Bucket was at?
I wish.
It's probably going to be closer to that, yes. But again, I can't tell you that I am free of mistake when it comes to that. What I can tell you is that I am going to go through and
Pizza
correct it.
versus wages.
Okay, but then also changing prices, putting the prices up, putting the prices down, it don't mean nothing if cars are never in stock. PDM hasn't been stocked in God knows how long. Most of the
Well-
other dealerships haven't been stocked in a long time.
And in regards to that, Bucket and I have not had control over the dealerships to be able to regulate that.
Yep.
So we just got control over that while the other folks were away. So now that I have access to that, and now that Bucket has
This is
access
so
to that,
funny.
now
God,
we
these-
can
whoever the
regulate
fuck
that.
this is fucking this is fucking
as
great.
some folks have actually realized, we've actually been restocking them. Maybe not the car that everybody wants, but we have been trying to make sure that we do listen to the people and that we do restock accordingly.
It's been over a week now, and PDM has had the same 4 cars in stock. I've never seen. Like you can ask most people in here that know me. I check the dealerships 4 or 5 times a day.
Yeah, the funny thing
to
is,
see
like,
if
the taxes,
anything's
you actually
been
end up
sold
paying
back
less
to the dealership
taxes with
or
my bracket.
anything,
I've done the
you know,
math on it.
anything's
It is
available.
lower. The
And-
idea is,
Right,
like, people
and-
shouldn't be making millions a
and
week
the
off
thing
this
is,
stuff, and it has to be done that
We
way.
had realized
But, yeah.
that the city
That's
funds
funny.
were going down, so we try
Lol,
to
you're
take money
set.
out
Dude,
of those
100%.
dealerships and then pump it back in.
That's
Now that
fucking
the
great.
city is back in a stable area, now we're going to go through, and I have personally put money in to each dealership so that we can begin restocking that. And yes, to your question, PDM is a part of that. I've done it at
Holy
the various
shit.
dealerships as well as Bucket has.
Holy
And
fucking
we are
shit,
beginning to
dude.
trickle down towards the city, and PDM is our concern.
Bucket is
That
clutch
correct.
for second and third order thing for making this
the other-
server
the other
not
thing I've
fail
got
but
is,
successful.
Dude, I fucking holy shit,
alcohol is
fucking
another
$50.
form of income.
God damn, cheers,
Dan
dude.
personally
What the
told me
fuck?
that there's 3 more farms that he.
All right, you
could,
know what? That
fund.
deserves a little bit more
Now,
brandy.
if that is another source of income, why aren't these farms here to be able to?
There we go.
We haven't been told that that's an option. We haven't been told which farms can be made available.
Oh, fucking
So-
cheers, dude. Thanks so much for the
that's
$50. Bucket's clutch, second and third
And
order thing for the
unfortunately,
making the server not
he's not
fail.
here at the
Dude,
moment,
I'm trying.
So I can't put him on the stand as far as that goes for the questioning.
I knew it'd be a shit show, but this is
I
just
can tell you
fucking
that
great.
Bucket and I have not been told of any new farms.
But as acting mayor, do you not have access to the computer that he uses, to see all the
Yes,
mail?
but we can't. But there is no city fundable projects for more farms.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, I think the only thing we got right now is one oil rig, but that is a very expensive cost. And I know that farms were coming possibly down the line, but we don't have any word on that yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lexi's technically the mayor because Dan and Hatchie aren't here.
Like, projects are like government storage, which I don't see a need for, and there is like production costs.
You want to just
and
release the
other
numbers
stuff,
to
but
them
there's
so they
nothing
understand that farms don't really
we
make
feel
that
need to
kind
be
of money.
funded because again
The
that's
problem
taken away
is
from the
we
city.
lost numbers like the
There's
second
nothing
week in
that,
office,
in regards to
and we've got
farming
some
that I
stuff back, but it's like
saw in there
a
that
fraction.
would be any kind of,
When I say a
you know,
fraction, it's like
couldn't help
maybe
out in that regard.
10% of what's actually there, so it wouldn't even give any real insight into shit. Honestly,
okay, I'm done.
I'm at the point where I'm just ready to just walk out because like I'm trying my best
How you guys doing? I
to help
appreciate you
everybody.
figuring it out. I want to start by
I'm trying to
saying
make things
I
better.
Really appreciate and
PD
understand the burden that you guys are putting on yourself.
There's no way to say the true reason why I'm doing what I'm doing,
I do, and,
but at the end of the day, it has to be done. But I'm at the point where like they're trying to make me, oh, you're making more money doing this. Like fuck that. If I was doing anything else, like if I was just working at your farm, that was it. I'd be sitting on fucking millions, man. Do you know how much money I've lost by not working on your farm and Riley's farm and shit since I've been in office? I've lost more money than I would have ever made with anything I've done in office. All I'm trying to do is make shit better for everybody.
Or 20%.
What's our?
That doesn't actually
what
get
do we,
you
do
anywhere.
you know what we're making?
It's the same thing, right?
monthly?
So
I know what we were
lowering
making
price
before we lost
on
access to
everything by
everything.
20%
Now,
and
not so much.
wages
Within the last, I
really
think it was like a
doesn't
week
benefit
ago, we
anyone
got
other
some
than
stuff back.
right? Because they
but
don't pay taxes.
again, it's
So
not.
my suggestion is this:
It doesn't.
You're not
oh,
able to see all the numbers then.
Not even fucking close. Not even enough to give like a rough estimate. All I can see is the bank account balance that the city has, and it's been going down ever since we got in office, and it's because of the fact that there's less stuff coming in. There's less money being made and a lot more money going out. The more restaurants and mechanics that are open, that's a big draw on the city. The more EMS and PD we got on duty, that's a big draw on the city. The city's not making money because people have cars. Not everyone's buying new cars every day. And it's like,
yeah, no, it makes sense.
I don't. There's literally nothing else I can say other than the city's not making enough money and we have to change it. But people are just angry about it, and that's that.
In this case, I would also let them know, hey, look, at the end of the day, we'd love to release the full numbers, but the problem is we don't have access to it.
And I've already said that. I've said that like 10 minutes ago, and they
that
just
being said,
they
I would
don't
rather
seem to
see
just change it to
taxes
something
on
else,
income happen personally than the money just disappear, right?
If worse
I'm
comes
already
to worse,
the
I
lowest
can address
paid,
that to them
profession in
if
the
you
city,
guys want
so
me to.
it's not that big of a deal. I work the
it's not going to make a fucking difference. No one here
Instead
gives a
of
shit.
just
All they're
wasting
complaining about
money
is,
on
oh, we're
that,
making less. It's like,
maybe
you're making
have
less,
an
but things
income
cost less. Yeah, but we're still making less. Like, it doesn't matter if it's proportional.
Basic
then
economics.
we're
is
not doing
supply and
anything.
demand.
Yeah.
And the reason
Well,
the
I mean,
cops aren't
having
doing anything is because there's no
vast
fucking criminals
supply
doing
of
anything.
cars that no
So
one fucking wants
would it
because
really be the worst thing in the world if more people were keeping the
Perhaps you
PD
should
busy?
take those B,
Probably
C,
fucking
and
not. But I
D-class
can't go up on that
cars
stage and say
and
that.
lower the price
I'd get
just
fucking
a
kicked
little
out of
bit.
office, you know?
Maybe just a
Yeah, that's true.
20%
So, like,
over
again,
what it
there's
costs
not
to
a
import
lot
them.
I can
That way,
actually say
I would rather
to
personally
take
buy
care of
two
this. Like, I would love to go up there and
$200,000
say that shit, but I can't. Because it'll make the whole party look bad.
$500,000 car. Right?
So,
if you lower the prices,
I
you're gonna
just don't
sell
know what to
more
do, man.
cars.
Like,
now I'm not
literally,
talking
I
about
could go up to the oil rig. I could make $500,000 a day getting that coal and just selling that shit. I could go to your farm and Riley's farm, start shitting out alcohol, and I could make you guys and me a whole fuckload of money every day, which actually I did export some earlier. Once Lexi pays me, I'll send you some more cash. But again, it's like, it's not about money for me. It's about making shit better for everybody. But at this point, I'm at the point where, like, I'm just going to watch out for me. Fuck everyone else. You know, they're ungrateful.
And such was
I hate it.
I was
If
dropping
they
the price
if
of
need
cars
be, I can
that were
address the import
basically,
situation from
let's
the
be
DOJ
honest,
standpoint.
were basically just getting stale in
There's
dealership.
only
Nobody was
so
touching
much
them.
you guys can do when it comes to the import.
So I
Fuck it,
tried
I know,
lowering the
man.
price of that,
I know
hoping
it.
that
They just
we could
They
bring
just don't-
folks
they
in
just
to
don't
buy
care.
said cars so we could then turn that money around to restocking
man.
cars that
The
people
problem
actually
is Dan
want.
and Hatchie didn't do the shit they
Now,
were
in
supposed
regards
to.
to
Now
the
we're kind of
fact
paying
that
for it,
some of these
and
are,
it is what it is.
I mean,
as
that's not
far
much of a
as these
surprise.
cars
I know.
not
Like, if they
selling
would've
for
stocked
the
I brought issues
cars-
to
that,
you guys, and it still hasn't been done.
Yep.
So.
we wanted to give
Like,
it
if
a
they
reason
would have
for
stocked
the
cars
people that
instead of
actually
like
buy
buying
them.
all the
If you
expensive
start
shit like the
buying these
racetrack, if we would have
cars,
stocked $5 million
one
in
thing we
cars,
can
guess
start
what?
doing
More people would have cars,
is
there'd be more money in
we
the
can
city, and
go
we'd
to a
be better
dealer
off. But instead we
and
didn't, so now we're
we
kind of in this
can
point, we're at the tipping point of it,
basically have like
and
a
we're
car
trying to fix
auction
it,
at that place,
but
and any of
but
that
people obviously are not
overstock,
happy about it.
we can
And there's
go
nothing
ahead
else I
and
can
sell
do.
within the
Again, I'm a
confines of an
voice
auction,
at the end
and
of the
then
day.
we
I
can
spent
take
the
that
other day
money
going
and
around
again
and
put it
repricing
towards
every car,
restock
and guess what? A
that
lot
you
of them
guys
are all
actually
back
want.
up. So again, like, I have no control.
Well,
That was made to me very clear up
As
front,
far as
and I was
what,
fine
what
with it.
people want, I
But
would imagine that most everybody in this,
I'm tired of taking shit for things that I got no control over. You know?
So we all have cars.
I don't know. I'm sure as soon as this ends, everyone's going to run up to City Hall. They're going to do some kind of impeachment shit. We're going to be out of office. And then the next person can look at it and be like, oh, I guess Bucky was telling the truth. The city isn't a shit place. What the fuck do we do? Maybe we should lower shit. Like, it's the same problem and solution no matter who's in office.
Well, again, but that's
I think in this case,
correct. But we are
when you
trying
guys
to
finish, I'm
find
going to
that
release
happy
a statement
medium
from DOJ.
so that
So
people aren't
that
trying
these
to buy
people
all these
also
cars
understand from the DOJ standpoint.
up as soon
You
as we
guys
put them out there.
don't have full
At the
control
same
to open
time,
up the
we're
books
trying to
and
make
tell
sure
them exactly
that
what's
they're
what.
not too expensive.
You're not able to do anything when it comes to
as
the
well.
amount of money
So we're
that is
trying to
spent
find the
to
happy
actually
medium.
import
This
some of these
is
vehicles.
only been a week that we've been trying to regulate
So you can
these
only
prices.
bring down
I mean, I
so
haven't
we
much.
are trial and error, and we are trying to make sure that these get done.
But overall, if you can't bring it down so far, there's only so
lower
far,
the prices
only so
by
much you can do.
an absurd amount. We
Yeah,
have an
that's true.
overstimulated economy.
Exactly.
That's
And I'm
the
trying to do what I
problem,
can do.
Everybody's
And I know it's not
making
very much.
too much money.
But
and everything costs too much.
it still has to happen.
Maybe,
but they don't
you know,
understand.
look at things other than destroying.
I don't know. I just don't know what else to do. Like I said, I'm just tempted to walk back up there and be like, you know, here's where it's at, guys.
If that's such a thing. But anyway, I'm
And
done. I have
just be done
no
with it.
more
Because,
questions.
like, at the end of the day, they're not happy with the stuff we're trying to do. There's nothing I can
Hello.
do. So
First and foremost, I hope you guys are having a great day. Thank you guys for doing this.
let me get back up there, though, in case they got more
I do want to
questions.
quickly clear up. Obviously, you know, some people are talking in a hostile manner.
I gotta.
And then we get.
I want to address that
from you
issue before it
guys
gets
that,
too far.
you
because
know,
apparently, they're
they're
still harping on
you know,
the
no
import,
one's telling us
not
that
understanding the
something is wrong,
import
or no one's
prices.
coming to us with questions. I mean, that's kind of what
Well, we'll
we're
see
here
how it
for now,
goes.
right? That's what
Sorry.
this
Let me
public
get
forum is about: is that we can ask questions, we can tell you what's wrong and what's right. Beside that, I first want to touch on something that happened earlier today. You mentioned something where you weren't going to announce the information.
What's hard to
of
understand, the
houses
city
being
spends
sold
more
in
than it takes
Rockford.
in. Exactly. It's
But
not
yet,
going to
when
change no matter
Seth
who's in
asked
office.
This crowd here, if anyone had any prior knowledge of those houses eventually becoming available, some people did raise their hands. Now, my question to you guys is, how would these people have gained that information?
As far as the first batch that went up in Roxwood, I can't speak on that. I know that the second one, I went through, for both of them, technically, I went through and put that out there. Now, if somebody else was, you know, giving word of mouth, or if somebody found out that a house was going up and then they
Argue
told
with them,
10 of their
just
friends,
raise
then
emotions.
that's
Exactly.
possibly how they found out.
True. Answer the
As far
question
as
and move
I'm
on.
aware, and as far as Bucket's aware,
Most people.
we personally have not been telling people that houses have been going up for sale. So that's new information as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, the
Even
only
DOJ
people that
didn't know about it.
So just to give one clarification, the only person I ever told about houses coming up was the other day when I met with Harry and Dan over in the PD station. I think, what the hell is his name? That dumb cop Rufus was there. I don't know why the fuck he was in there, but anyways, I told them about some of the projects we've been funding because they asked specifically about housing, and I told them, you know, hey, you know, we are doing things. We just ordered some houses, should be available today. But you know, other than them, that was the only time that I ever told people about it. Yeah.
But what makes them more special to any other people?
Oh no, they
Because why would they have
specifically were asking about, you know, why we were doing these changes, because I wanted them to have a heads up to be able to think about stuff, ask questions, stuff like that. And they just happened to
So
talk
they
about
get
housing,
the-
so that was just like a off the cuff. Well, just so you guys know, the reason we're doing this is because we've decided
that
that
is
we're going
still
to be
giving
focusing
people
on the
prior
bigger
information.
projects. And Yeah. So
I'm asking, okay, maybe I'll rephrase the question a little bit then. What reason would Dan and Harry have to have this prior information to maybe schedule things or plan things, or a house is not gonna all of a sudden involve the PD.
Yeah, so they specifically asked about the projects that we were working on, and I just told them some examples, and I said, just as a matter of fact, we got some houses that should be coming up later today about that. It was just, related to what we were talking about, trying to justify some of the things that I was getting through to them. Yeah. It wasn't to try to tell them, like, hey, if you guys want houses, go up there and get them. Like, it wasn't that way at all.
I get you.
But that's the only time that I've ever said anything like that. And that was literally the same day with that. And since they were the ones asking about the houses, kind of makes me think that they probably forgot about that conversation if they were a little bit upset about that,
I have quite a lot of questions. I'm sorry to cut you off. I have quite a lot of questions. Ahead, man. I don't want to hold these people up too much because there's a lot of other people with questions as well, so we're kind of going to keep it short. Talking about other big projects like the housing, one of them is the racetracks. Now, my question is, how much did those cost?
That would be a Dan question. I don't think... we got.
And maybe a better question is, how much did they have a revenue for the city?
Sometimes it's not about revenue for the city, about as much as it is giving things for people in the city to do. So not everything. Like, for example, if we funded the mega malls, that's not really going to do anything for the city. If we funded a new oil rig, that's not really going to do anything for the government, rather. And if we did the farms, sure, that might have some kickback on the government if they decide to make alcohol. But again, they could choose not to, and we wouldn't see shit from it. So it's the same reason that we would fund those projects, because it gives the people of the city things that they'd have access to.
I'm happy with it. Yeah. But then you're kind of contradicting each other with what you said earlier with the PD and EMS and what they get paid is, they are taking so much out of the government, but not gaining any revenue for the city. So you're not going to be, funding them as much as you should or could.
So it's not a matter of that. It's more the matter that there's more money going out than coming in. And I don't know how much more simple I could make it, but we're spending more money than we're bringing in.
Right.
And you know what?
And it has a purpose, and that's okay. Yeah. And you have to invest in a city, of course. Yeah.
So you're kind of preaching to the choir there.
In the right thing.
Like I've said before, I have been told by Murphy that I'm just an advisor. I've had no direct control over literally anything. I know a lot of people think that, this is Bucket's shadow party. He's doing shit from the back end. But at the end of the day, I have had zero control over anything this whole time. I have pushed out as many cars as I can when I find money in dealers before the money gets taken out to try to reorder things. I've tried my absolute best to do every single thing that I can. I've even gotten yelled at quite a few times for spending money on restocking cars, but I'd rather the cars be out there than the money sitting in the bank doing other stuff.
Right.
I personally would not have funded all these big projects, but I'm not going to go against my own party.
I agree.
Personally would have restocked more cars.
Some things might sound hostile because we disagree with your choices, but we're not blaming you as the person.
Exactly.
I'm not blaming you for anything that's happened, but you are a part of this party. And
absolutely.
You should be taking this information to your party.
Trust me, if you understood if you understood 10% of the shit that I've been trying to push from behind the scenes, I think you would have
Larry Miller, part.
I would have I'm saying, like, if you knew like this stuff that I've personally done, I'm not like the amount of time and effort and things that I've put in and suggested and tried to push for. If you saw that, you would understand why it's so hard for me to sit here and get criticized for things that I've been pushing the entire time. But it shouldn't have gotten to this point. I agree, but it has.
Criticizing the party. And
yeah, exactly.
Taking that information with whatever concerns you may have, and again,
absolutely,
nothing hostile towards you guys.
Yeah, so, no, I get that. But again, at the end of the day, I've been pushing for changes since day one. It took me. I could. So like. The restocking the cars only started happening because you guys revolted and tried to get us pushed out of office. So I got to thank you guys for that, because that made some big changes happen. Up until that point, a lot of shit was different. Yeah. So it's just it's one of them things that, like, I would love to do things. I would love to have not made any of this stuff happen. In fact, I could prove that none of this stuff would have happened if people would have listened to the stuff that I said the entire time. But they didn't listen, and now we're at where we're at. And it doesn't matter who's going to be sitting up here, standing on this platform, working with the city's finances. It's at a point where it's at. You could vote us out of office and get someone else in here, and they're going to look at it and be like, fuck, Bucket's right. We have to make some change. And yes, it's going to suck, but it has to get done. one way or another.
Exactly, and that's why we're here telling you the
Exactly.
stuff that we're telling you, and we're not blaming any people. Again, I want to kind of move on, but that's just how it is. The next thing is the competing with gas stations, restaurants, whatever. I can kind of understand the point for gas station food prices. That's not going to really compete with any restaurants, because if the restaurant is open, obviously they shouldn't be able to buy any other food sources, whatever.
Why the fuck
but
you
the gas
lying?
stations and the train wage or the train ticket prices, I don't really understand that if we're making a 20% loss of our income, which I understand deflation, if things cost less, but they also have less income, at the end of the day, you're not going to notice much of it. Kind of a different point with the cost of living. But when you're reducing stuff like gas prices all the way up in Roxwood, you're instantly competing with all the other gas stations. And you've mentioned before that how you were going to, maybe talk to some other government or the importers of the gasoline to maybe lower that cost, but then we're just going to have a arms race of trying to lower the cost as much as possible. And why not have that standard competition where you put the price up in Roxwood at a certain point where normal gas stations can be below that, but if they want to actually make money and kind of maybe be more productive, they could put it above it, but that makes people choose maybe Roxwood over theirs.
What is he saying? I'm confused. What was the question though? Like, I get what you're saying price wise.
Why reduce train tickets and gas prices by so little?
Okay,
and
so
also
like
increasing...
it's one of those things like you got to try to lead by example. Like, we can't call up Opie Winston and be like, your goddamn gas station on Strawberry's too goddamn high. It just wouldn't work out. And no offense to fucking. No, I'm just using this example. I'm just saying, like, out of all the stations, it could have been anyone's gas station, right? But my point is, like, oh yeah, no, your gas station is definitely very fair price if you have millions of dollars. Yeah, but my point is, like, I'm not in the business of telling people what to do. But if there are options, people will start going out of their way to go to the places that are cheaper and stuff. So it's kind of one of those things,
that's
like,
what I'm saying as well.
We're trying to say, like, hey, this is what we would like to see things at. Doesn't mean it's going to get there. But at the same time, it's kind of like, what else could we do? We can't force people to do stuff. So you just got to, again, lead by example.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying as well. But now you've put it at such a low price that it's always going to be better to go to Roxwood.
Yeah, but people are lazy as shit, and they'll be like, you know what? I'm here. I'm going to pay for it. It doesn't matter. I mean, if you're talking 60 gallons of fuel, if you're talking a $2 price difference, $120, I mean, I've seen people throw money out the window.
Yeah, but
we're
making
less.
20% less.
Yep.
Making the money to keep up.
So the prices of fuel is going down by $2. Maybe it's not a lot. Maybe the train tickets are going down a little bit. So that cost of living goes down a little bit.
Exactly.
But not a whole
It all
20%
compounds.
on our entire life.
But I mean,
okay, maybe what I'm trying to say, that this will be my last point, is the cost of living, but also the income of living is not in line.
Yeah, and I couldn't agree more. And that is definitely the problem. I would love to say we could bump everything up, just like Wolfenstein did. I'd love to double it again. But realistically, we're at a point now where we're seeing the repercussions of that. The car market has definitely slowed down quite a bit. If we restocked a ton of cars, yes, we would sell some, but there is a limit. And once that limit's hit, there will be no more money coming in from that. Sure, stuff here or there, but the ultimate curve of that initial buy-off curve versus where we're at today is not the same. It's not a linear curve.
Final question. Yeah, one final question. Sorry. Is the pre-ordering cars or contacting you
That's
guys
gone.
to buy cars? Is it
That
gone?
is long gone.
That's gone.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah, all your friends.
That's gone. Now, one thing I will also say. So yes, we do pay for a price
my
to
dinner's
bring
getting so
cars
fucking
in.
cold.
Yeah, I know. I
But
used to be the
we do
Department of
not-
Transport.
But we do not see that money until you guys actually pay that off. So if we stock a car that, let's say, is $1 million, and somebody has that on finance, and they spend a long time to pay that off, it doesn't actually hit the dealer until the car itself is paid off. It's not a trickle down.
No, but
Yeah, but
Yeah, we. You just
that, okay, yeah. That'll be the discussion for another day. Thank you guys for your time.
Did I say... Oh yeah, that is a point. I remember getting told that.
I swear to God,
I do have, obviously,
I'm just about
before
like
I was
at the point where
hot-headed.
If they think they can do
and I didn't
better,
get to ask most of the
why am I
questions
wasting my
that,
fucking time?
I wanted to ask.
No.
All right, just bear with me. How are you going to stop people that are law-abiding citizens to not break the law to be able to pay, to feed themselves and pay their finances and all of that?
So, again, it comes down to numbers. If things go down and you earn less, it's gonna wash out. Do you have to work a little harder for certain things? Sure, but that's life, man. I mean, goddamn, the cost of inflation is going up so goddamn high every day. All we're trying to do is curb it.
Right. Okay.
I mean, it's not like we have a crystal ball that we can just wave our hand over and be like, "Oh, crystal ball, what's tomorrow going to bring?" We don't have that. Nobody has that. We're all
like
just
it,
kind of
yeah.
looking at the past. We're looking at the data that we have, which is very limited, and we're trying to make the best judgment call for it.
Right. Also, obviously, you know, you're putting the wages down of people that actually are needed in this city, like the PD, EMS, you know, stuff like that.
Well, everybody
Or obviously
across the
food
board,
as well.
yes.
Exactly. It's going to turn into the fucking purge because no one's going to be coming in to, you know, be on duty and stop
I mean, what
crime. So
grounds
it's
do you
gonna
have
get
to
over
say
the-
that that's going to happen? You're earning 20% less, so you buy 20% extra cars, you know?
Everyone.
Exactly.
No one's going
on
to clock
what
on
basis
duty.
do you think it's going to fall apart, right?
No
if
one's
we don't
gonna
make a
clock on
change,
duty.
at the end of the day, if we don't make a change, you guys will not get paid. There will be no
Well,
money
then-
in the city, and then you guys will be crying, well, I'm not making anything at all. $0 is a lot less than what we would have been getting paid if we would have made these changes,
so
right?
Where's
So you got
the
like
proof?
that aspect.
Right. Listen, where's the proof and the data to prove that?
Okay,
hold on.
so
I'm going to address something.
yeah, I'm gonna let
Because
Rodney
at
just
the
kind of
minute,
speak on
we're
some
just
stuff for a
getting,
second.
you know.
Oh, damn. Oh, shit, I wish I could have done that. Oh, man. Damn.
Okay. Because there are certain things that are being said here, I'm going to make this very clear from the DOJ side of things. So you understand import prices can't be changed. Understand this from the DOJ standpoint. We are 100% well aware that they do not have all the information. And if you keep interrupting inside this room, I'll have you removed. This is my office. This is not your office.
Who's going to remove us? Who was going to remove us?
Yeah, you just cut the wages of the fucking police. Who's going to remove us?
I'm not cutting anything. I am telling you from the DOJ standpoint to understand these
Am I feeling
simple
stressed?
things.
No, I find this funny as shit.
They cannot control the import price.
It's fucking great.
Oh my God, yeah.
I personally don't give a shit. Like I've said many times, if I was doing anything else in the city, I would be making way more money. I'm wasting my time doing this. You know, I'm not doing crime. I'm not doing the oil rigs. I'm not creating the things that I could be creating to give more people shit back in the city. I'm hurting myself by sitting here doing this stuff.
And without them here.
Exactly. Thank you. Why are you making changes if you're not actually the people in charge? You're just the step
But we
down. You're
are.
the step
We're part
to
of
the
the
big
party.
people.
But see, that's the thing. We are all part of the party. And
Right.
whether or not we were the chosen almighty, we are the mayor, we get to make every last decision, it's called succession. You know, if something were to happen to Harry K, would you guys be up at the PD station and be like, oh, Dan, how dare you try to make this decision? You're not Harry K. You're not our premium leader. They would say, oh, shit. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter because like you wouldn't be complaining that Dan's making one decision over anything else. Right now, Lexi is the mayor. But that's the thing. Right now, while Dan is out of town, Lexi is the mayor. So Lexi is the same rank as Dan.
Right? Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Why does
That's
it
my
feel
point.
like? Why does it feel like you're finding every single way to fuck us all over?
You are taking this. You're digging way too deep there,
Yeah,
man.
you're taking it way too
Okay.
much when you're saying fucking
Right,
you.
okay,
we're not
right, okay.
fucking you.
Well,
'cause you're not
no,
even
it
family. I
seems
couldn't
like
fuck
you
you if I
are
wanted
because
to.
no,
I mean, if
I
you
wouldn't.
just call the people leave
Not allowing it, not allowing it.
Not going up to Rockwood.
So can I
FYI.
ask a question? Right, Bucket. What are you in the party? Like, what is your role?
My role is advisor. My whole role was supposed to be
Right, okay.
businesses, and
Right,
that was
okay.
it.
Right, and Lexi, what is your role?
My role is deputy mayor.
Yep.
Okay, so why the fuck is Bucket talking more than you?
Because I've seen more of the numbers.
It's having to do with business and the dealerships and such, and what is done within the city restaurants and mechanics. That has to do with business.
Personally, I think you should just step down and let the actual mayor talk when he's back from his holiday. Because quite frankly, I think you two have fucked this up.
I mean, that's your opinion. But at the end of the day, we were part of the party. And in the event that something happens, somebody has to step in. That is us.
Wait, so, but you're changing everything that's already been done by Hatchie and Dan.
But nothing was done by Hatchie and Dan. What was done by Hatchie and Dan that we're undoing? Give me an example. Give me an example. Hold on. Hold on. Give me an example of what we're undoing that Hatchie and Dan specifically did. Give me an example. No. Give me an example of something that we're undoing that Hatchie and Dan specifically did, please.
The wages?
No. That was done by Wolfenstein. Okay, that was done by Wolfenstein. So Hatchie and Dan, what have Hatchie and Dan done that we are undoing? No, wages were set by Wolfenstein. Once again, wages were set by Wolfenstein. Please give me an example of something that we're changing that Hatchie and Dan did. Restaurant wages were something that was projected by me, that was pushed by me, that was ultimately coming forward from me. So again, what did Hatchie and Dan do that we are undoing?
So he's shitting on yourself.
Nothing.
Yeah, you're shitting on yourself.
I'm not shitting on anybody.
Yeah.
No, hold on. You brought.
No. You said that I'm undoing Hatchie and Dan's work.
I just want to say,
know
obviously, unless it's your friends that are buying the cars, you don't give a shit about anyone. Thank you.
First of all, I have not. Again, we have not had access to the dealerships. We have not had access to funds to stock this stuff. If you want to talk shit about anybody, do it against Hatchie and Dan. They were the ones that for the last month and a half have been in charge of restocks. So again, you gotta pick and choose your battles, man.
Okay, can we get the next one? Who wants to ask a question
Me.
rather than people shouting at?
Oh, hey, man, what's up, Ian?
I'll start talking. Alrighty. So first and foremost, I think it's already in public that we make the most money in the city for our whatever hourly pay you want to call it. With that in mind, reducing it down to $3,000. Mind you, we have to pay for equipment. Some of that equipment ranges from $10,000 per item that has a chance of not even us having to buy it again the next day. In addition to that, I mean, we also pay for our own fuel, our own vehicles, servicing as well. So therefore, our own takeaway is just a few $100. So therefore, do you think it's really worth slashing our pay when we have to pay for 99% of our expenses?
So this is something that, if that's stuff that you want to talk about, again, why have you guys not reached out to me specifically?
But why do we have to reach out?
Because I'm not a fucking mind reader. I can't read your
Well,
minds.
you came to our office and you're the one who stated what was going on. We're not there to, at that point, tell you no. We're going to let you do it, and we'll deal with it.
Yeah, my point is, if you guys said that the reason PD aren't getting on duty is because of money, we'd give you money, and we've done that. If you said PD aren't getting on duty because we got to pay for our gas, then guess what? We could throw you a little extra money for bonuses or shit that you've done. If you're saying that the reason we're not getting on duty is because we lose too much of our shit and we got to keep paying for it out of our own pockets, guess what? You could start working with your guys and say, all right, we're going to keep a record of this and we're going to reimburse you from the government for the stuff that you had to lose.
If these are at the same time,
I want to finish. Can I finish my sentence?
You should also
but we're
make
not
the
mind
effort
readers
to come to speak to us.
But again, we're not mind readers. It goes both ways. You could pick up the phone too.
You're the People's Party and you're not doing anything for us.
You could
Well,
call.
first of all, it's the Equal Voice Party. The People's Party was a campaign ran by somebody who didn't manage them all well.
Who's the other side?
Yeah, we are the Equal Voice Party, by the way.
Okay,
So,
well, it's not necessarily.
First and foremost.
Yeah.
Second of all,
fucking idiots.
what was done by somebody is not us. Okay? We did not find out this until we were put into this role. So if you were not being contacted, I would gladly sit down with you and Harry.
No, I'm asking you right
now. And with EMS and with everybody else to find out what they want.
What did you find when you took office? What did you find out?
About what specifically? No, fuck that. I want to get back to the original question. You said that PD aren't getting on duty because of all that stuff. Again, but like you have not reached out and said that that's the problem. So if you would have, we would have been able to work with you.
Why should we have to reach out when you guys?
Why should we have to? Okay, so like let's say you go to a restaurant, right, and you order something, you hated it. Should we call up every person that's ever been to a restaurant and be like, how was your food? Did you enjoy your food? For every single person? Or should we wait for the people that had a bad experience to call out?
Of what you're saying.
Okay, so
it's very relevant.
It's relevant in the way that, like, if you don't speak up, we don't know there's something to be spoken on. We cannot read your minds.
I want to make it very obvious for the people. I want to make it very obvious for the people. Recently, we actually got.
Can you send me the money the government owes me? Because I have a feeling I'm not going to be making it out of here.
It's the fact that we are. Why do we have to be the ones to ask them? They should be coming out of good faith to us.
Why are you pretending like you're a civilian, though? You're fucking PD department with the government.
How?
What the fuck are
How?
you pretending like
How?
Like, I just don't know how much more of this shit I can. If everyone thinks that they can do it better, then fucking let them run it, man. Like, I am at the point where, like, they're not even listening to what we say. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Wait.
I literally don't know what else I can do because, like, this is just getting. This is actually stupid. Oh God, I'm so fucking over this shit.
I don't understand what you're saying, but they should be out of their hearts and out of their good faith. We are. We have no. What? We have no.
Dumb thing about the RP is the PD not working. It's anything to do with the lack of money. Exactly. They're fucking bored.
You go to DOJ.
What? But you're part of them. Why are you pretending like you live on the
We have no say in what the government does.
Yeah, this is just crazy.
You have a lot of say in what they done.
How?
That makes no sense.
When you guys approached us, did we say you can and you cannot do what you want to do today with what you've been presented today? Did we say yes or no to it?
What are you talking about? Specific? I don't.
He is proclaiming that we control. We have a say in what you guys decide.
No.
That is
Absolutely.
not true.
I mean, if you come up to us and say, "Hey, we need more money for this. We need something for that. We need to fix this problem." Guess what? We're going to do our best to work with you on it.
It's not my question.
Well, then what is the question?
What's your question?
I said, do we control what you guys do? Like with your salaries, did we say no? You cannot do that. We have no say in what you guys choose.
Yes, I do.
If you would have voiced an opinion, then yes, we would have taken it into consideration. That's why we came to you guys beforehand. If you would have said, "Hey, this is a detrimental factor,"
what you guys do? You guys are the government.
Well, no,
you,
you can't.
Officials.
Just like I can't.
Correct. But you can let us know your concerns. That's the whole point. If you have a concern, you need to come and ask.
We've already stated multiple times that we would appreciate funding from you guys. You guys stopped our bonuses to afford cameras.
Yeah, and you know who that benefits? You know who that benefits? That benefits the entire PD department. That means you can now see vehicles that pulled up at a robbery. That means you can now see outfits of things that you would not have been able to see. Can you just stop talking for a second, please? You're talking about the camera system. The camera system is something that the PD needs, because how many stores get hit and you guys show up and there's nobody fucking there and you have no idea? That gives you a massive insight to lead in investigations. You can start looking at cars, plates, outfits. That gives you guys a huge fucking advantage, right? So why should you have had to pay for it? Because you're the only one that benefits from it. Criminals will pay out the ass because of that thing, right? It hurts that half of the city. Why would they pay for it? It would make no sense. But guess what? They still paid for it with their tax dollars. So likewise, like there are things that we have to do.
We part pay for it with bonuses that you took off us.
That's literally what I said. He proceeded to go over that.
You're running from questions.
But the question was about
a way to fund something.
But again, you had bonuses and you still had no active PD. So what the hell is the problem?
You've given us bonuses one time to hand out,
and from what I've heard, the previous administration also gave the PD multiple bonuses on things.
Multiple. I've said you've given it once. They've actually given us funding, unlike you guys.
Have you asked? Because as far as I know, when you asked, we gave it.
We didn't have to ask for the other one.
You didn't have to ask? Well, how the fuck do we know what you guys want? Again, we're not moderators, man.
You guys are the ass. You don't have to. You guys should know what to do.
Listen, you're supposed to be the guy in charge, equal with Harry over there. And you're sitting here acting like you've never seen a pair of titties before. Like you're like, oh my God, look at this. This is crazy.
Can we just move on from that question? There's lots of people that like to ask questions.
Yeah, I'm not asking any more questions from this stupid ass party.
You just want to leave? Because I'm just at the point where, fuck it, we won't touch wages, let it sit where it's at, let the city go bankrupt.
No, I'll listen to him. It's fine. If you would like to go, that's fine. I'll take the brunt of it. I'm the acting mayor, and as such.
I have a couple of questions.
It's fine.
It's more like a two-part question. So first of all, how much money does the government employees make?
So when we first got into office, we were making $200,000 a week, which sounds like a hell of a lot of money. until you realize the number of man hours that go in behind the scenes.
Can run a department. I love
Like I've said before, if I went up to my oil rig, I could pull in easily $500,000 or more a day.
I'm not asking about
day.
your oil rig bucket.
No, but my point is, you're asking about money as if that's some massive fucking thing, right?
Well,
like
no,
it's some
I haven't
massive
finished my-
inspiration.
I haven't finished my thing just yet.
Okay,
I was
then,
asking about
sorry.
your guys' wages because you're lowering every other sector's wages. Are you lowering your own to match that?
You don't have a say in this, right?
I will happily lower my money if that's what it if that would please the people. It's 200K a week that I get. And I'm telling you right now, I have to clock in as a mechanic. I don't have 50,000 fucking cars in my garage. I'm trying to make rent and make sure that I have a place to actually go home to. And no, it's not a big ass fucking house. It's a house in Roxwood.
200K a week. Yeah, no one.
Yeah.
And such. So I'm doing that while donating to folks that need money. So that's where my money's going.
Do a lot of hours, dude.
Right.
Okay. I am sitting now. Right now, I'm sitting at $7,000. That's how much. And so when I get out of here, I either have to work at the mechanic shop or a trucking job in order to make sure that I have rent for a studio and for the house that I live in.
Right.
Right, and coming due to 100%.
So you
So
make
if you think
200K
none of
a
us
week.
can relate to what you guys
So
are
to
going
put
through,
that
I can.
200K into perspective for you, when we had access to the financials of the city, the police department and the EMS together were pulling in about, let's say, $10 million a week worth of expenses. And per week, they were making about, together, you're talking about 800K. So you're talking about spending $10 million and making 800K. So when you're talking about $200,000, let's say between the four of us, let's say it's $1 million a week. And you're talking about, expenses beyond that. That's just PD and EMS. You add in the restaurants and the mechanics, you're talking upwards of $15 to $20 million. So when you're talking about, what we're earning to keep things running behind the scenes, it's kind of a drop in the bucket. You're talking less than 10% of anything.
But here's the thing, though. It is up until very recently that the PD, HR, and all of that have been getting extra money for doing our work.
I had a press for it.
For doing additional work on top of the standard.
Yeah, and we have worked with you guys to be able to make it possible so that can happen.
Right, I understand that. Right, I'm moving on to my next part now.
I don't get, how many parts does he have? Jesus Christ.
You're lowering everyone's wages by 20%, and you're lowering the cars' prices by 20%. So, if you're doing that, shouldn't there be money left over to keep the wages where they were if you have enough money to lower the price of cars?
But the problem, so what you must have missed early on is that when we reduced things, the margins on the cars stayed the same. Yes, the price got cheaper, but the margin's still the same. So if we made 100,000 before, we're still making 100,000. The margin did not change, but it's the.
If the margins are I'm speaking. If the margins are the same, why do you need to lower anything at all if you're making the exact same amount of money?
Because the city is in a deficit. We are pulling more money than we are bringing in, which means something has to reduce in order to lower that deficit. That's the whole problem. I don't understand how much clearer I could make it.
Who has put the city into a deficit? Because the last government never had an issue with keeping everything as it was.
So the last government
stable and all the prices stayed stable, and they never once had to lower our wages.
So to give you the insight into that, there was obviously an initial rush of cars because not a single person in the city had a car. So there is a physical need for everybody to rush out and purchase a car. On top of that, they had lots of money coming in from farms. And that has been gone basically since we got into office. So a major financial revenue stream that they had access to was not available to us because of the fact that changes were made before our administration started that dried up that entire market. So you took out an entire leg of our revenue stream that we've been struggling without. We've managed to get by as long as we can, but with the inflated demand, we've finally hit a tipping point with all these businesses and stuff running under new operators that are opening up, that draw has raised to a point where it is outweighing what's coming in. Again, I cannot change how things are. The money coming in is the money coming in. The money going out is the money going out. Something has to change or it is in a deficit. There's literally nothing else I can say that will change that. We can argue about all day about where it came from, how it came there. I've put multiple things in place to try to earn more money for the city. Some of those things are still in the works. But again, it's not there today. It's not going to be there overnight. And this is something that has to be addressed today so that tomorrow we don't have an issue. I don't know how much more clear I can make that. I'm apologizing if I'm not making sense, but I just don't know how much simpler I can make it.
As a pillar of power, what I can say is the last government did have revenue streams that were pretty inflated, and some of those have been adjusted just to stay onto these guys.
Right, but
So
that's not,
they will need to adjust to account for that.
Why you keep talking?
However, what I will say is,
God, it's like they don't get it, dude. How do they not understand this shit? I'm speaking as clearly as I can. And
however, what I will say is that the previous government did have a lot of income coming from other revenue streams that may no longer be there.
Do you want to know what those other revenue streams are? Because I can speak firsthand, because I was the one doing it under Mr. Wolfenstein. That was stocking.
Go on, Seth.
That was stocking dealerships. We stocked dealerships. We put it sounds like a lot of money. We put 13 million into a dealership. Do you know what our return on that was?
Probably like 30 something.
Almost 30 million.
Yep. Like I've seen the numbers.
Back into the city.
But my point is,
why aren't you guys stocking the dealership?
That is a question I've been asking since we got into office. I could show you text proof that I've been asking about restocks. I've been pushing for it. I do not have access to the city's financials. Murphy told me that I cannot touch the banks. So if there's no money in the dealerships, I cannot physically push it out. If I've seen money in dealers, I push stuff out. I've pushed time and time again. We need to push more cars. But guess what has not happened? Car restocks have not happened. Guess what? Hatchie and Dan are out. Lexi and I are here. We're trying to change that. We're trying to push cars. But again, I was a consultant. Lexi was second. If Dan said no, then we couldn't fucking push it. So at the end of the day, I agree. More cars needed to be sold. They were not sold. They were not being imported. We were focused on the larger projects. Yes, they were fun larger projects for the people, but they were not money-generating projects. We're at a point now where no matter what happens, something has to change because we are in this position. And that's what we're trying to do today. So should things have been done differently? Probably. Would I have done things differently? Absolutely. But we're here where we're at. And complaining about it's not going to change where we're at.
And
so what you're saying is you blame.
Just real quick, Harvey.
So what?
I'm not blaming anybody.
Can I just say what I'm saying, please?
Fine. And
so
then
what you're saying is
give
you're
me
blaming the rest of your party because someone made a bad mistake on funding a racetrack.
I wouldn't say it's a mistake. I think that those things are definitely needed. My point is, I have pushed for things in the past before the restaurant workers got all up in arms about the whole tax situation. I was pushing to try to get restaurants more money for weeks. And if restaurants would have got pushed with higher raises, then that would have solved that entire scenario before it happened. There are things that I've tried to push behind the scenes that I physically do not have the power to change. And now that we actually have the ability to do things, we're trying to do the best that we can. It doesn't matter how we got here or why. You know, we can blame our administration. We can blame the previous administration. At the end of the day, we're at where we're at. We have to deal with what we got to deal with. And it is what it is. It has to happen. Lexi and I could step down, let whoever the fuck else run it, but the numbers are the numbers. It's not going to change anything.
Right. I've got no more questions. I can't be bothered.
Can't be bothered. God, everyone is just so fucking negative.
Also, as a
I just feel like everybody's so goddamn negative, man. Sorry,
I will also confirm that these guys don't have access to some of the computer stuff. It's locked behind a password that only Dan's got access to. So they are correct in that.
Okay, you're doing great.
Just to confirm.
Thanks, man.
Yeah,
I tried to confirm that with people.
Well, yeah, and just to be clear, up until like a week ago, I didn't have access to all this.
God, I'm fucking starving. I didn't even eat dinner yet. I thought this was going to be a quick fucking thing.
About this. Bucket and I are both learning about this when it comes to restock.
I've got to get going. My fucking daughter's upstairs alone. My wife left like an hour ago.
And
Like, my daughter's upstairs alone, fucking hopefully still alive. I mean, knock on fucking wood. But I thought this was going to be a quick thing, get in, get out, go take care of her, because my wife had to go meet up with one of her friends. So I'm like, oh, it should be a short stream. But fucking A, dude, this is... this fucking sucks.
Access to that. Now we do. Now we're trying to correct it. But it doesn't happen overnight.
Hey, Mike, you're doing great. Don't listen to the haters.
I don't.
Don't listen to the haters. I think they're just upset. Dan is a pill of power.
I mean, it's never
a
a easy pill to swallow, right?
No, it's not. I think you guys are doing great. I have a question. Do you guys think you could? Allegedly, there's a black market. Oh, can you guys affect the prices on that by 20% too?
I have no idea what the fuck that is. I could make a note about it, but I don't even know where the hell to start for that.
Maybe you can speak to the guys there. That'd be good.
I mean, I don't know. I know I've been repairing radio towers and bridges. I know I've been doing that a lot lately.
There have?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck's going on with that. That's crazy.
I have no idea what's going on. Mark mentioned something about that. The PD's talking about rebellion and stuff. Would you guys be interested in a city-ran security department?
Wait, what?
Like, you know, like with the PD's all like being all like, because Dan's a pillar of power and he doesn't know he's a pillar of power, and he was just saying like he was like a local civilian. If you so they're saying they're not gonna patrol. Would you like to? Would we be able to run the civilians be able to protect each other? You know.
So my question is,
I think that's a terrible idea, like putting people in charge of other people, because in general, people are stupid.
But it will be chaos, right? If nobody's there to protect and serve,
that is very true.
I volunteer.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there we go. Citizens on patrol, man. There we go.
There you go. Also, I'd like for you to increase the fuel prices if we could. That'd be great.
We're trying to make stuff cheaper, man.
No, but if you could increase that,
you could change your prices as high as you want. I still think people would pay them. Right. So there you go.
That's true. That's true.
See?
Also, I'd like to say I understand. Unlike the others, I understand your point about the vehicles and more people bought the vehicles, so the price eventually will keep going down.
The market will bottom out.
It will bottom out and it will go down. So that revenue market there isn't going to be there.
Which is why I've spent so much time trying to create other streams for the city, so that future mayors aren't in this position.
I don't understand what they're saying. It's like, just increase the car prices. That's not going to stop.
It's not going to stop
eventually. Yeah.
It's a band-aid, but it's not going to stop the ship from sinking.
Yeah, what's it to you?
I'm just here just to troll.
Yeah. What's wrong with your butt buddies?
Damn, you getting bitched.
You got a problem?
Damn.
Yeah.
You getting bitched.
I've been listening to this and I know where a lot of your money's going. You've been giving too many bonuses to these.
I also I would like to say that maybe you should.
No, because the government are giving you free handouts while we
free
suffer.
handouts, my friend. Free handouts.
Okay. What's your cars? Right now? Tell me your cars, because I got.
Do you have the power to abolish the PD?
I don't see why we would ever want to do that. That sounds like a terrible idea, man.
Yeah, because then you'd have to get like martial law, and that never works out for anything.
Maybe, but they think they got too much power. So if you abolish them, and then we can take over, right? I mean, the civilians can patrol.
This character trying to push us out of character desire for more crime stuff. Dude, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, this is coming from out of character and in character pressure on us. We're doing this not because we want to do it, because we're getting pressured into changing shit. Like, it is what it is.
Some small technical questions, maybe. What is your guys' salary based on? Do you guys have any clue, or were you just given it?
I know mine was just given.
Okay. And it's based on just per week?
Yeah.
Yes.
So no matter what, let's say you work 10 hours, 20 hours, 30 hours, there's no real incentive to,
I mean, I will tell you, I can only speak for myself. I know how much work I put in, and I can tell you it is not even close to
and I'm not saying it's
but...
not. I'm not one of those people, but I am maybe suggesting that they do it differently, because if you guys are putting in this much work and they're not, then you guys maybe should be earning more, maybe earning less.
I'm not really worried about money for myself. Like I say, if I wanted money for me, I have multiple ways to make a lot.
Yeah,
but
having it just be one set price doesn't really have any incentive.
Yeah, no, I
doesn't matter.
100% agree on that.
Another question: what is Hatchie's position?
She is PD and EMS liaison.
Okay, because I'm maybe a little bit concerned. You know, you guys were talking about, you know, you guys only having access to most of this stuff, basically this past week. Now, as the deputy mayor, I was kind of hoping maybe you'd be a little bit more involved.
I gotta go in my head a second. Give me one sec. All right, I'll be right back. I'm just gonna go check on my daughter, make sure she's doing good up there. She's been really quiet.
You know, maybe overviewing, watching, you know, everything.
And
that he's doing.
I couldn't agree with you more. And unfortunately, I was not. Because if I saw all that I saw, then I would make sure to push for a change sooner. But unfortunately, I did not.
Well, that's at least good to hear. And I'm glad, obviously, that's now fixed, and you know, we can look at the future. And I think that's the most important thing to do now, because things that have happened, you know, cars are out there, money is out there, you know, things are out there.
And the other thing, the other part, and I'm sorry, and I do not mean to cut you off.
No, that's all right.
But the thing is, I can't tell you, like, right now we're starting to make a change. We're trying to make things for the better. I can't tell you once they come back that they're not going to remove the rights that I have, and it's all going to go back down to shit again. I can't tell you that.
Yeah.
But what I can do is, while I have the power that I do, I can make the change that needs to happen.
And that kind of rolls into my final and maybe the most important question is there anything now that you are already doing or planning to do to kind of, I wouldn't say fix maybe the car marker or the income that the city has, but like what's like the main thing that's now on the agenda of maybe the things you've heard here today where you're like, okay, well this you know is a concern, maybe this will need to change. And if no, there isn't anything and we have to, you know, kind of digest this, of course that's also an answer, but I was just curious, maybe you have something.
I mean, at the end of the day, when it comes to wages and such, we are trying to do what we can to see if that will fix the issue. If we notice that it's not doing a bunch of change, then wages will go back up. It's a trial and error. Everything is a trial and error. And if you don't trial, you can't find out where the error is and you can't correct it. So that's what we're trying to do over a course of time.
All right. Well, thank you very much for your time. Have a good day.
Hello, is this thing on? Alright,
I think it is.
Yeah, so I just, you know, I happened to recently kind of get into working at a, let's say like a restaurant or a, you know, a civilian job, right? Instead of just working as PD or EMS, right? My question is, considering you guys are the government, you care, you know,
Oh my god.
you know
Okay.
everything,
No, she's doing good. I just
at what point
want to
was
check on her.
decision made to decide taxes that are extremely fucking stupid, right? And I'm not trying to call you guys out. I mean, I could, because the taxes are, that tax structure is horrible.
Well, hold on a second. What do you mean the tax structure is horrible?
I'm sorry, but you're telling me that if a business makes over $1 million a week, you're taxing 85%? That's fair?
Yeah, so I ran through a scenario earlier where the current tax bracket would actually pay more money back than the old tax bracket. So it is a savings. I could run through the numbers again if you want. Let me pull it up.
I mean, in a sense, if a business is successful, right? We all have businesses. There's some that have their up and downs, right? We all know ones that are more popular than others. We know that for a fact. Some that are more active than others. Yet you're telling me that the ones that actually do the work, do what they're supposed to as a business and, you know, operate, you know, do what they're supposed to, is going to be receiving taxes that are higher and higher.
Yeah, so okay, so here's the example that I gave earlier. With the old administration's tax brackets, the city mechanic made $1.145 million. They paid $660,000 in taxes, and they made $480,000 in their pocket. With the new calculations, they would have paid $628,000 in taxes, which is about $30,000 lower, and they would have had an extra $30,000 in their pocket. So while it may on paper seem like it's a higher number, then it is actually not. Now, the reason it's so high, I don't fucking know. Why is it so high? That's what they chose. And honestly, at the end of the day, should one person have access to sit around and shit out millions of dollars a week versus everybody else? Why should one person be entitled to sit on something that prints them millions of dollars a week versus everybody else? Why shouldn't everyone in the city be able to have that same exact opportunity? So there have to be limits to make sure that people can't just take the piss and take whatever the hell they want.
Wait,
so with that in
what you're telling
mind,
to me is that if a company is successful, right? Let's say Burger Shop, for example, is successful, right? Let's say we have a good week. We're supposed to be punished for having a good week, right?
Absolutely not. But taxes are taxes. The more you earn, the more you pay. That's been a thing since ever.
I feel like,
and again, the tax structure works out that you keep more in your pockets than they would have paid previously. So your whole argument about it being higher, sure, the number is higher, but if you do the fucking math on it, it's actually not. And yeah, if you're making $5 million a week, then yes, you would still lose more money. But if you're making $5 million a week, how is that fair to anybody else in the city? Like these are not things that you're working for, right?
They run the business.
So I mean, at the end of the day, there have to be limits on things. And this isn't my decision. Again, this was something that was kind of dictated to us previously, set up previously that way. Could I get rid of taxes?
Look,
sure.
I'm not trying to throw you under the bus, either of you. I can clearly tell you're not the main people. You're obviously, you know, the side, right? the secondhand option, considering the two others are gone. I don't even know where the fuck Dan's been. Right?
They're doing things that I can't really explain to you. They got things going on.
That's fine. That's fine. I'm not gonna sit here and try and bitch and moan about it, but it's clear to me that no matter what is going on,
it's a tiered system. This to this is taxed at that. This to this is taxed at that. This to this is taxed at that.
So, if you guys can maybe try and fix things, that'd be great. But at this current moment, the way that Dan and Hatchie have done their stuff, I think it's just stupid.
That's exactly what we're trying to do, and that's why we're getting so much shit.
I couldn't agree more with that. I couldn't agree more.
Hello, is this thing on?
Yep.
Yes.
So I got a question, right? Instead of like stocking Formula 1 cars and like cars we can even use on the roads, why not stocking like boats, you know, regular dealerships? Because you know, there's clearly like people want them. And the stock dealerships every like 2 days, and it's like, you know, it's dead.
So the problem, like I said multiple times throughout today, was that up until literally this last week, we have had no control over what can get ordered when. The Hatchie and Dan specifically, he was the mayor, and what he was doing is pulling money out of the dealers daily, and any money that was in there, he put it back into the government and used that to fund projects. Obviously, that's where the source of revenue comes from, so doing it that way is probably not the best thing. It's probably been advised to him by a certain somebody that they probably shouldn't be doing that. And again, that person probably didn't have the ability to do anything against it. So we're in a point now where obviously that is something we want to do. We are going to start pushing in more restocks. We're not going to focus on any more large projects. And we are going to start pushing all that money back into the dealers to restock. But at the end of the day, there are still only a finite number of people who wants these cars restocked. It's not like if we were to drop 10 of every single car in every dealer, we would never sell them all. They would sit there indefinitely. There's not that many people that would buy it, right? That is an actual fact. So it doesn't matter how many cars we stock. There is a limit to what can be sold and generate money for the city. And that's where we're kind of trying to future-proof ourselves. Once that market gets capped and people have what they want and they're happy, we need other means to push things forward. So that's where everything's at.
And so when you also, you know, talk about which dealerships should, you know, to push money
your tax brackets are crap when it's actually better. I know, it's fucking better. That's why I said
yes,
do the fucking math on it, dumbass.
Roxwood,
Good lord.
The folks at the F1 track are going, what
people
about
sometimes
these
go
cars?
batshit. If we earn this,
talking about that.
yeah.
You can't please everybody with
there's one of my buddies was a financial advisor, and he's like, I would tell somebody, I would look at their portfolio and I'd say, if you go with us, we can get you 15% return. And previously they would have been earning, like, let's say 5. So they can triple the money that they earn per year in their stock investment portfolio. But they said to them, well, like, you're charging us 2%. Our last guy only charged us 1. You're doubling your fees. He's like, yeah, but you're earning 15%. So we're giving you 10% and we're charging an extra 1%. So you're earning 9% more. But they're like, no, you're doubling that. You're charging 2%. I only want to pay 1%. It's like, okay, yes, you want to pay 1%. You're going to pay 2%, but you're going to make an extra 9%. But they could not wrap their heads around it because the one number got bigger, and that's all they could focus on. And that's just human psyche. There's nothing you can do about that. Some people just can't see the forest through the trees.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, you know, I've been listening to you guys, and, you know, the one thing I think everybody's missing, because I just got insulted by this, he goes, oh, well, I got $1 million in your bank account. Well, what you guys are actually saying is you're not even taking that much away. But what I'm hearing from almost everybody that's been complaining is they're not going to get their toys fast enough. They're not going to get that.
True.
That's what the real complaint is. And you know what? When they want to brag about having so much money in their account, I only got 100,000. Yeah, I do the lowest paying jobs. But you know what? I'm not going to also go to a restaurant, sit on my butt, maybe serve a few customers and get a whole bank load and then whine when I haven't got my new toy yet.
Yeah, no, I
Because
100%
you know what?
agree, man.
I made already 80 grand just doing the lowest job and getting a nice place and car.
See, so this guy gets
And
it.
you sit on your butt and
The
still
entitled
whine. So that's what I
people
mean. You're making
that have been handed money
200K when
are
I'm
angry
only
about
making
it.
80. So just earn the cash. Maybe it'll take you 1 or 2 days. That's what
Yeah.
the real point is. They want to try to express it by going faster. You know what?
Absolutely.
Let them riot. I mean, honestly, let them shut down, because you know what it's going to make? All it's going to do is hurt themselves, because they shut the PD down. Guess what? You can't do crime,
Yeah.
geniuses.
Exactly.
So, yeah, what crime can you do? I know what crime you can do. I sell the bricks once in a while. I'll sell that right now. I once in a while sell the bricks when the PD's off. You know what? They only make $75 a brick. So you want to know how much each price is? I got a list of every product. I know almost every inventory thing in here.
Nice, man.
So
I love numbers
so,
too.
Yeah, so you know what? I'm sorry, but I've been sitting here listening to wine complain.
You know what that means.
The biggest factor is they're not getting their toys fast enough. Because you know what? Go to Legion every day, and you go look at Legion. Look how many fancy cars are on Legion. How many beaters do you see? That's the
Not
real
very
point.
many. Usually I see a lot of fancy ass cars.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, you know what? You guys are doing the best you can. Even if they impeach you, the problem's not going to go away
It's
because
not.
they impeach
And
you.
that's what I keep saying. Like, at the end of the day, there is an issue. It has to be corrected. No matter who's sitting here, it's got to be fucking fixed. So,
And
you know,
I will tell you one thing I heard that they were whining about. You know where you did lose a lot of your money, and they can say that they didn't? When you guys did all those bonuses and did all that, yeah, they needed an income salary for doing the extra jobs. That should be an income salary. But when you give them bonuses, that's what was bleeding it, because you were trying to favor the whining.
yeah, man.
And that's exactly where it
squeaky
is.
wheel gets the grease. That's what they always say.
Yeah. So you know what? You're going to see turmoil in the beginning, but, you know, they either just need to sit back and let the toys run out for a little longer, or stop complaining about it. So that's all I got to
Look,
say.
we need more people like you. I appreciate you, man.
Yep.
You earn more, you get taxed more. But you also take...
Fucking, I just want to say, given
Exactly.
the shit sandwiches you guys were fucking handed, I appreciate the work you've done, and you're doing a good job.
Thanks, man. Appreciate that.
I do appreciate you.
That's it. Y'all have a good day.
Cool.
Yep.
Well, I don't think that could have really gone too much worse. Good Lord, we made it through it, but holy fuck, man. Oh, shit.
I was just going to say...
Yep.
Yeah, there we go. Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
I can hear you.
I was just going to say, just keep your heads up. It's always going to be a shit show, no matter what
Oh,
happens in regards to the situation.
You'll never please everybody. You could give away free cars to everybody, and someone's going to be like, well, I didn't get a free car. Why are you giving everyone else a free car? Like, you can't please everybody. People will be angry.
Just keep your heads up. Just keep your heads up. It's going to happen, I'm afraid. And
Yep.
go from there.
All right, I'm going to start getting my redirect set up, because I really do got to go fucking
Yeah.
take care of my daughter.
Finish off by saying I kind of get what you're getting at and what you're trying to do.
You know, I'll redirect you guys to
reducing
Lexi
wages,
so you can
but
see what's
also
happening from her
reducing the
perspective, because
cost
I'm
of living.
leaving
There
right
are
after
some
this,
aspects
so I'm sure there's going to be some kind of revolt shit they're going to try to do again, but
get it, and I
that way you guys can
understand
kind of
what
see
you're
that.
trying to do. So yeah. But one thing I would say is, when you're reducing the wages, people are going to have finance agreements.
Well, that's why we're doing it in stages over the course of a month,
Yeah,
you know?
doing it in the stages is probably going to be the best way to do it.
I know,
because,
like I
you
said,
know,
I put a lot of thought into it, but people don't see that. They don't see the hours behind the scenes, the shit that I do.
Yeah, what I will tell you guys is, you know, I didn't know the 3 people in our party.
First they try to impeach
until
you,
we
then they try to
formed a party.
assassinate you. It could
So
happen,
what I
dude.
can tell you is that Bucket has done an
The longer
excellent
they riot,
job
the
when
more
it
money the
comes
city
to
saves.
numbers.
You're not wrong.
And if I didn't believe in it, I
Squeaky
wouldn't
wheel,
be up here
wheel does get
getting
replaced.
ridiculed by
That
the
is
people
true.
tonight.
That is very true.
Yeah,
Love
I mean,
number
I've
2. I have
worked with
spreadsheets
Bucket
of every
before.
night.
I've been in that position,
It's so
so I
nice,
know
though. It
kind
makes
of
it so
what
much
it's like.
easier to
So,
do shit, right?
You know, it's different perspectives, you know, and like a few people have pointed out, people don't see the bigger picture. All they see is, you know, their own thing and what they're coping with. I mean, you know, with you know the wage, EMS pay going down in total eventually be 20%, which was a bit of a shock because it was double what you told me initially.
Yeah, no, I
but
apologize.
that's by the
Shit
by.
changes though,
But you know, the way when we came back into the city after the after everything that happened with Bet, the wages were doubled anyway, and there was no tax on it. So it was double the pay without tax. So reducing it by 20% isn't
watch his
really
mo-
gonna
It's a
be
wig
that
right now.
much
It's
of a
technically just buy a new wig
for us anyway. It's
if I'm in
still
Redline,
gonna
I'll
be
become an
better than
accountant. I will tell them real numbers, what they want to hear. So here's the problem, though.
There's that.
We don't have access to numbers. The logging system was too much, so we don't have access to anything. We used to have access to every single thing that came through. Trains, gas, PD, EMS, restaurants, every single thing we had access to. And then one day it just shut off because apparently it was like causing the server to have major issues and lag and shit. So they pulled it. So it's gone. They've given us a little bit of stuff back, like some minor paychecks for things, but that's it.
Yeah,
we don't
that's
have.
True. Anyway, thank you guys
We
so
don't
much for
have
showing up.
any of the shit that we used to.
Yeah,
it
thank
sucks.
you. I do appreciate what you
All right, you guys have a good one, man.
Thank you.
Whew.
I have a question
Good
I didn't want
Lord.
to ask because people would.
God damn.
Yeah, what's up, Barney?
Why don't the businesses pay for their employees?
I,
Why do y'all have?
Because they don't make enough money. Like I said, the businesses pull in like maybe a fraction of what they put out salary-wise. They wouldn't be able to pay their employees if that was the case.
Yeah.
Well, then no, they'd have to. Then people couldn't just sit on the clock like that.
Yeah, but that's getting into things that just really.
That's getting to the hourly thing, and it's yeah. I mean,
would it be great? Absolutely. I 100% agree.
That, so I agree. You know,
I'll tell you
like
this,
I said,
Bucket. Yep, go ahead.
I was just gonna say real quick that, you know, we just got new operators at places, so now everything's starting to run at a better
There's
rate.
a revolt brewing. Oh, 100%.
If you
And
could
I
drop
couldn't care
the
less,
yeast
man.
back to 1 per bottle, I'd have your government funded every day.
Oh, trust me, I
It takes
fucking
3
would too,
times
man.
longer, you know.
You think that ours
Well,
takes
no, now it
4?
takes 3 times longer.
Yeah,
Ours takes 4 pieces per
Well,
instead
I'm
of 1.
doing wine.
Yeah, see, I'm
Yeah, I'm
doing
doing
the
wine,
vodka and rum, and each of those are 4. So
Yeah.
it's a quarter of what we used to make, man.
Yeah,
You
we're,
could
we're
drop
trying to get
that to
we're trying
1
to get money
again?
better.
Shit.
Yeah. Well, I
Yeah,
mean,
we're
that's
trying to
why.
get money better
like,
for alcohol.
While
We
I
are.
don't have control over that, I did renegotiate the bottle pricing, so like a 50% boost on costs. I mean, that's better than nothing. So while we're making less, technically we're making about 50% more cash now on them. So yeah, I mean, there is that.
I have some going, and I should have like about 500 probably tomorrow.
Okay, sweet.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, I mean, if you
Yeah,
just
I
want to
was- I
list
didn't
them
wanna
in
say-
the farmer's market, we can just pull them. Just make sure
I
you do it for
can't.
7. Oh, shit, okay. I thought
I
they.
can't because when the storm happens, it destroys everything. I've tested it for the past 3 days.
Shit. Okay, damn. Did not know that.
Yep, that's why I
Okay.
called Lexi last time.
Did you talk to the farmer's market people about that?
Yeah, they've told me it's
Okay.
been fixed twice.
Oh, shit. Well, you know, oh, man. All right. Well, okay, so
That
how about
explains
this?
in the
every time-
last city email.
Yeah, that explains every time I've checked it. Then I haven't seen anything in the farmers market.
Well, then how about this?
because
Like,
we
when you're
lose
ready to sell them,
everything.
just let me know, and I'll walk up there with you. You list them, I'll buy them. Because that way the funds come right out of the city. I don't have to worry about getting reimbursed or shit, you know?
Yeah.
If I put it like in the morning, if I put them up there, it lasts until the next tsunami.
Yeah, but I mean, that's what I'm saying.
Well,
Like, if you want to sell them, just let me know. That way they're not sitting there too long. Because, yeah, that will fucking suck.
Well, no, I'd put them up there and I'd let you know, and you can go do it at your time.
Okay, sweet.
Okay.
And list them for 75.
$750. Yep, $750 each.
Okay, yeah, so 75. If it's 100.
Oh yeah, 75,000. Yep, yeah.
Alright.
Like I said, I mean,
should have
anything to
some
try
ready.
to, you know, boost it up. Because I know a lot of farmers, myself included, stopped doing it just because, like, the time wasn't worth it. But, you know, I tried, like I said, I've tried to do everything I can to make shit better. But, you know, I only could do
But
so
you
much.
know why I stopped doing it, right?
No. The yeast, I guess?
I've been getting the food. I've been getting the food for Up and Adamant Burger Shop now.
Oh, shit. Okay. Nice.
I know Sean hasn't been in the city. He was doing breads and tea bag. Well, he makes contracts, but then he never shows up. So they all eventually came to me. So I'm doing it all.
Oh man.
Well, Owen and me don't really get along, so he's buying from the market, and I work it up and Adam, so it's pretty easy to
Sweet.
get them fixed. I just has a question about why the businesses, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly. It's the same thing. Like, well, what if PD paid for itself? It's like, oh, well, they cost $4 million a week and they only make 400,000. So, like, you could see that would not be possible, which is why the city has to fund it. But then again, the city needs to have the money to fund it, which, like I said, that's a whole different story.
I had to get changed. I figured if I was going to praise all y'all, they would want to kill me outside, so I went and changed.
Appreciate it. Well, I gotta
think
get.
y'all are doing a good job for what y'all been holding.
Well, I wish more people thought that way, but the problem is they only see their own checkbooks and like, well, this is hurting me, so fuck them. They're evil.
Yep. All right. Y'all have a nice evening.
All right. You too, man. Have a good one. All right. I got to get to some family stuff. I have a feeling we're going to get out of here, and there's going to be a whole bunch of people with torches running. People with torches running around trying to persecute us and shit. Try not to take too much of what they say personally, but again, at the end of the day, if you decide this shit's just not fucking worth it,
You good?
I don't. Where the fuck did you go?
I'm here. I didn't go anywhere.
Okay, I can't see you. That's fucking weird. All right, well, I think this is my. Oh, there we go. Okay, now I thought you like disappeared again. Fucking Houdini again.
No. Yeah.
Oh man. But yeah, we'll get through it, I guess.
I mean, at the end of the day, we're cleaning up for shit that they did, and
I don't want to throw anyone under the bus for it too. It's just like, but at the end of the day, it's like I didn't have control. We couldn't do it.
I get it, but I mean, there's only so many times I can be,
point of being an RP,
punched in the vagina when I have to go look.
If you all get the toys fast, exactly.
It's not us.
Bucket?
Yep.
You might want to find your truck.
Yeah, somebody told me. Honestly, I'm not really too fucking worried about it. If someone does something stupid, I can't.
They were talking about it on radio. It has a Mexican flag and it's yellow.
Okay, is what it is.
I just thought I'd tell you. All right, bye.
So people can take people's cars and modify them with that. I have to think about that one. That seems a bit, is what it is. Fucking who gives a shit? I put it back to red, white, and blue. Honestly, I just drive it around because that's like one of the only legally registered cars I have. So I can't be in the mayoral party and be like, I'm driving around in unregistered vehicles. And the only other one I think that I have registered is the Dinka Blista, which is a decently fast car, but it's all smashed to shit. But yeah, I'm not too worried about it. If I don't put it in the garage, I don't even know if this shit sticks around. So if they want to be dicks like that, I'm just gonna fucking let it go. They didn't do it with my permission. I think it's a bit PG of them just to take in and do that anyways. Like, that's kind of weird that someone else could do that. I guess, is it though? I guess you could take anybody's car, but I feel like that would be something that shouldn't be allowed in the city, because then people just start doing that as
taxes. I've started getting numbers from people.
That's kind of fucked. I feel like that could start a very bad trend within the city that would just like shouldn't be allowed. But again, I'm not an admin. I have no control of any of that shit. So it is what it is. I'm not answering this. All right. Well, I gotta go take a nap. So let me know. You know how to contact me if shit goes too south. But yeah.
Yeah. At the end of the day, I mean,
so many fucking phone calls.
Yeah. So much
Bucket speaking.
Hey, Bucket. I don't know if you're still around.
I really got to take a nap, but what's up, man?
I'm just letting you know that these people are not pissed at you. They're not pissed at Lexi. They're pissed at Dan and them.
I know, but I can't call them out on my own, you know.
I know, but they are. And they didn't. At the same time, they're not trying to make it feel like it's a personal attack on you or Lexi.
Well, don't feel that way,
for trying to fix. Yeah, it definitely came out not the correct way of things, right? I was just talking to them. It has nothing to do with you guys.
Mercenaries? Hell yeah.
It's the party as a whole.
I'll see what we can do.
Dan and Hatchie failed because Dan trusted Hatchie more than you guys. And they see that you guys are trying to fix it, but because they fucked it up, that's where it comes from.
Okay.
So it's not so much pointed or directed towards you or Lexi.
I gotta fucking go. Yeah, no,
So
I get that.
I just wanted to make sure you're aware. Fuck. Because I mean, ultimately, everybody knows you're just doing what you can. That's all you can do.
Fuck. Yeah, no, I agree. We'll push forward, and shit happens. But yeah, we'll go from there, man.
Yep, sounds good. You have a good night, my friend.
Yep, you too. All right, I really got to run. I'll like I said, if you need anything, just message me, and I'll talk to you later. All right. Yeah, I gotta fucking go. Like I said, I was supposed to my plan was to stream for an hour, because I knew my wife was leaving and shit. My daughter, now we're on 3 fucking hours, and she's been upstairs alone. I mean, she's fucking 8, so she's not like a little kid, but at the same point, like, dude, I've got responsibilities to take care of. So, you guys have yourselves a great night. I will see you guys again tomorrow, and we will see what kind of bullshit storm we end up with tomorrow. So, we're gonna raid Lex.